cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. During a crowded news conference today in London, where the Jets are preparing to take on the Vikings Sunday morning, quarterback Aaron Rodgers pushed back on the notion of tension between him and coach Robert Saleh. Didn't get into any specifics, but Rodgers repeated, there is no rift.
There's some driving force to try and put a wedge outside the facility between Robert and I, but, we're really good friends. We enjoy each other. We spend time almost every day. I'm in his, in his office talking about things and talking about the energy of the team, the focus of the team, what we need to get done, how I can help him out, how he can help me out. So we've got a great relationship.
Colts running back Jonathan Taylor won't play versus Jacksonville Sunday. Quarterback Anthony Richardson's status questionable with a hip injury. Giants star rookie Malik Neighbors, ruled out against the Seahawks, remains in concussion protocol. Bills receiver Khalil Shakir, defensive tackles Ed Oliver and Austin Johnson, and safety Taylor Rapp won't play in Houston. Commanders running back Austin Eckler will play. He's clear concussion protocol. Running back Brian Robinson with a right knee injury, a game-time decision versus Cleveland.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Monday. Week 5 in the NFL, plus divisional series in Major League Baseball have kicked off, and I'll recap it all in my Upon Further Review at 7 a.m. Eastern. It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tomplake. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Phil Steele in 15 minutes. Theriot next hour. A surprise guest picker. Not a celebrity guest picker, just a surprise guest picker. That's all coming up. Let us begin as we do as... Hang on, get some Evermore. They're just words.
Works every time, the Evermore.
Yeah, just let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Well, yesterday the Saints had an injury report with 15 names on it. It's roughly a third of your friggin' roster. And there was even more tumult on Friday. Actually, a player was waived, a new player was signed. Our guy Ross Jackson over at LouisianaSports.net in his attendance report noted that the Saints had a new player on the offensive line wearing number 61. A player we later found out is Connor McGovern. I'll remind you that when Ross Jackson was here 10 days ago or so, after we had learned that Eric McCoy was going to be out for about 2 months, Ross put a piece up at LouisianaSports.net where he listed 3 possible targets for the New Orleans Saints to add a veteran on the interior, and one of them was, in fact, Connor McGovern, who the Saints did sign on Friday off the Jets practice squad. I'll remind you, this is what Ross said last week, why the Saints would be interested in McGovern.
The reason why I think he would be of interest to New Orleans comes down a lot to the fact that,
he had familiarity with John Benton, who's the New Orleans Saints offensive line coach now. Benton was the offensive line coach and run game coordinator in 2021, 2022 with the Jets. And so I think that that's something that really lends itself a bit to what it is that New Orleans could potentially do. They found some success there, too. So he's another one that's got a little bit of familiarity and that has some familiarity also with what the system was intended to be.
So that makes an awful lot of sense. You know you're running this wide zone scheme offensively. The guy you just signed is familiar with your offensive line coach, calls, terminology, all that should make sense. Here's the really big issue. And by the way, there's an other part to this story. Remember, if you add a player, you have to subtract a player. So we're going to talk in just a second about the player who was waived on Friday as well. But let me continue, though, because this is significant when we talk about the need for Connor McGovern. Remember, the Saints last week played Lucas Patrick at guard. They added Shane Lemieux from the practice squad to the active roster, and Shane Lemieux started at center. Well, part of the participation report at Friday, Lucas Patrick not seen. So Lucas Patrick was gone, was not there at practice on Friday as well. Taysom Hill, A.T. Perry, Cesar Ruiz not there, and Shane Lemieux, along with Peyton Turner. So let me connect the dots here for you. Eric McCoy gets injured. They move Lucas Patrick from left guard to center in game. Lucas Patrick wasn't there at practice on Friday. Last week in advance of the game against the Falcons, they moved Patrick back to guard. They signed Shane Lemieux from the practice squad. He starts at center against the Falcons. Shane Lemieux not at practice. Also, Cesar Ruiz still not at practice. So your starting center, Eric McCoy's out. The guy who replaced him in game is out. And the guy who replaced him the next game is out. That's a giant issue. Oh, by the way, you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs and Chris Jones, who might be the best interior pass rusher in the NFL with Aaron Donald no longer there. Good luck, Connor McGovern. I wish you lots of success, Godspeed. What a challenge. I mean, this almost mirrors the ask for Lucas Patrick get 3 plays into the game against Philly when McCoy's out. Now Lucas Patrick has to slide over and play center and try to deal with that freak show Jalen Carter from Georgia in the middle of the Eagles defense. This feels like a very similar ask going on Monday Night Football to Kansas City against that defense, which has been very good. But the Saints add Connor McGovern. They had to have somebody that they can add to the interior, a veteran player to the interior. And McGovern's a good player. He's played a lot of football over his career in the NFL, most recently with the Jets practice squad. And again, familiarity with the New Orleans Saints and the Saints coaching staff. But still, this is a very, very, very big ask on a short week now coming in on Friday before a Sunday game. We'll see if he's activated. But, you know, McGovern, the 2 seasons, I'm reading here from Ross's piece about him, 9 sacks allowed in 2 seasons, which is not ideal, especially when you're trying to prevent an interior pass rush. But familiarity with Benton makes him an option. Now, the other side of this part, remember, you add Connor McGovern. So you add someone to your 53, meaning someone has to exit. Well, it turns out that player is wide receiver A.T. Perry, who the Saints waived on Friday. This probably shouldn't be terribly surprising. You know, Dennis Allen pretty consistently throughout this offseason reminded us that A.T. Perry wasn't quite there yet. This was Dennis Allen in June about A.T. Perry.
He's still got a long way to go. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing a guy that's got talent, has shown signs of being a playmaker, and has shown signs of inconsistency. And so I think that's the challenge with all young players is how do you get them to, that's what really the development really is. The development is the consistency with which you have to perform on a day in and day out basis. And I think that's the challenge that we're faced with not only AT, but a lot of these young guys.
That was Dennis Allen on June the 12th. July 30th, right in training camp, he didn't have many more nice things to say about A.T. Perry.
Look, I think AT's doing fine. I do think that he's got to, do something to take that to take that next step and make one of those plays that's going to kind of catch our eye a little bit.
Hadn't happened. To this point, A.T. Perry, while battling some injuries, but also as a healthy scratch, has not been active for any of the Saints' 4 games yet this year. And it's so disappointing because this is a player that you used a draft pick on a year ago. You had high hopes coming out of Wake Forest, and it just hasn't materialized. He played in 10 games a year ago, had 12 catches on 18 targets, 246 yards, average over 20 yards of reception, and scored 4 touchdowns. So he showed you he could do it, but in this new Clint Kubiak system, when you were looking for, remember, Michael Thomas gone, everyone's been waiting. Who's going to be the third to step up after Olave Shaheed? A.T. Perry was the guy with Michael Thomas no longer here that we all looked at and said, all right, man, it's your turn. Step up. And through 4 games, hasn't been active. Now he's waived out the building. There's always the possibility the Saints could re-sign him. It could be one of those things where you waive a player, if he clears waivers, and maybe you sign him back to your practice squad. We'll see. But he became a very expendable player at a position where the Saints need contributors. And that's massively disappointing because when they got A.T. Perry in round 6, we talked about it on the show. I thought that was a steal because he was such a productive player at Wake Forest. Had the knock on him was dropped, some off-field stuff, but the talent, the size was all there. It just hasn't materialized, and now it's come to a head. And at a position where a guy like Mason Tipton, an undrafted rookie free agent, is taking reps and getting targets, on the last drive against the Eagles in the fourth quarter where you're trying to go win the game, and A.T. Perry's a healthy scratch. Disappointing to say the very least. Connor McGovern signed by the Saints. A.T. Perry waived. Saints Chiefs Monday Night Football mash unit on that offensive line. We'll see what they can put together and put out on the field against that KC defense. All right, our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Hey, you got 49 minutes still to enter. Monday Night Football, Saints Chiefs. We will be at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at LaBerge. We're going to have 8 winners for our grand prize. You can sign up to be a VIP. We're shutting the contest off, the sign-ups off in 49 minutes, straight at 4 o'clock Central. So go to 1045ESPN.com, go to 1045ESPN.com, go to 1045ESPN.com. I know I was giving out the text line before. If you did the text line, you got to do this. Go to 1045ESPN.com, hit the sign-up to be an MNF VIP. You just fill out the form. You're entered. We're going to announce our winners in hour 3 here today. It's not too late to enter, but you got to do it. We're shutting off the entries at 4 o'clock Central, so in 42 minutes, or 48 minutes from right now, excuse me. So get there and enter. It's going to be a lot of fun. Our 8 VIPs can each bring a guest, VIP seating, free food, all the Bud Light you can drink this Monday night at the Sportsbook at LaBerge in Baton Rouge. We're looking forward to it. And by the way, even if you don't win one of our VIP prizes, still come out, watch the game. We are going to be raffling off or drawing for tickets in the Bud Light Lounge to see the Saints Rams later this season. We will have LSU Ole Miss tickets we'll be raffling off. We'll also have a Jaden Daniels Heisman football from Nyko Sports, a commemorative football that we'll be drawing for as well. So even if you're not one of the VIPs, make plans to come watch Monday Night Football with us this Monday at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at LaBerge in Baton Rouge. We'll see you there. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Okay, let's knock out our first break of the show. We'll come back. Phil Steele joins us next, as he does every single Friday, to preview the biggest games of the college football weekend. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. If you've been injured in an accident, it's not your fault. You know what to do. Do what injured people in our state have done for more than 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. 2 ways you can get in touch. Number 1, go to the website, getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Go to the homepage. You'll actually see the Get Gordon button right there. Tap that. You fill out the info. That's how they'll know how to get in touch with you. Or if you'd prefer, you can call and talk to a person at any of Gordon's offices all across the state of Louisiana. Just call 888-8888. Again, all over the state of Louisiana, so no need even for the area code. 888-8888. Or go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, they handle all different types of injuries. Yes, car wrecks, big truck wrecks, but also offshore maritime accidents. If it's workers' comp claims, they can handle any of that with Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You need representation. You need to maximize what you can get from your insurance company. You need help. You know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
When it comes to ending cancer, we push forward, always working together for you. That's why our cancer experts at Ochsner have clinically integrated with MD Anderson Cancer Center. This means advanced cancer care, including access to life-saving clinical trials and integrating care to treat the whole you. Introducing Ochsner MD Anderson Cancer Center. Long live you.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
The best.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Football Friday. You know what time it is. Joined by Phil Steele, preview the biggest games of the college football weekend. Make sure you check out philsteele.com and take that Phil Steele Plus tour. Phil, how are you?
You know, I am doing great, Matt. How about yourself?
Awesome. Low-key weekend in Baton Rouge. Tigers have an open date, a big one next week against Ole Miss. But in the meantime, I'll just kick my feet up and watch a whole bunch of football on Saturday. Actually, we'll start tonight, Phil. 2 games on the docket. Michigan State at Oregon and Syracuse at UNLV. Either of those tickle your fancy for either reason?
Well, I tell you, I'd be hotter on Oregon if they didn't blow last week's game against UCLA, where they actually had a 28-3 lead. We're at the 6-yard line and throw a 96-yard interception return for a touchdown, and then only score 6 points in the second half. So I'll leave that one alone. I'll look at the Syracuse UNLV game. I like this Rebels offense, and last week, of course, Sluka stepped aside, but Williams is a QB that. Plenty of experience in the FCS level. Looked great last week. Actually gives him a better passing game than Sluka did. And so I like UNLV minus the points at home. They're going to be pretty excited.
Phil, let's move into Saturday. This is, for me, in the SEC, the one I'm most interested in. It's Missouri at Texas A&M because this is really a prove-it spot. Missouri, are you real? They're a 2.5-point road favorite at Kyle Field. What do you think about the Missouri Tigers?
Yeah, I look at these two teams, and I think they're pretty equal. Actually, A&M's the favorite in this game.
Oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. Yep, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And so when you look at A&M, they've got a really good defense this year. In fact, when I talked to Coach Elko and went over the team with him, he said this might be the best defense he's ever had, and he's had some really good defenses. Now, Missouri's got great stats and all, but they really haven't played anybody. Meanwhile, Texas A&M has played Notre Dame and Florida. Also a very good Bowling Green team, and Arkansas. So they played a much tougher schedule. They're at home. I like the way Marcel Reed's running the offense, and I picked Missouri high in the magazine mostly because of their schedule. They've got the best schedule in the SEC this year and a great non-conference schedule. But I think A&M might be the better team here, and they're at home. So I'm going to go with the Aggies in this one.
Another undefeated team, Phil, that's maybe surprising that they're there is Pitt. How about Pitt at 4-0? They're headed to Chapel Hill. Short number, though. Pitt's a 3-point favorite over a North Carolina team that just can't seem to get out of its own way the last couple of weeks. What do you think? Does Pitt keep it rolling?
You know, last week, Matt, I would have said I like North Carolina in this game because they righted themselves against Duke and they're ready to roll. But after blowing a 20-0 lead in the third quarter against their rival Duke, and 2 weeks ago, Mac Brown practically saying, "Hey, do you guys want me to quit? I mean, this James Madison game is awful." I wonder where their mental state is. And with Pitt, you gotta like this new offense that they've got. And Eli Holstein is hitting 67% with a 12-2 ratio. Desmond Reed is an exciting running back to watch. He comes over from West Carolina, where their offensive coordinator did. And Pitt's defense, when I talked to Narduzzi this spring and went over the team with him, he said, our defense can be better than you expect because they lost so much talent from last year's D, and they have been. They're holding opponents to 17 yards below their season average. So I think Pitt's the better team and capable of winning here on the road and playing with a lot more confidence.
Of course, Eli Holstein, a kid from the greater Baton Rouge area up there at Zachary. A lot of people excited to see what he's been doing there at Pitt here to start this season. A defense you never have to worry about, Phil, seemingly, is Iowa, which is why Iowa at Ohio State, the number surprises me a bit. Ohio State's an 18.5-point favorite over 3-1 Iowa. Too big of a line?
Yeah, I think Iowa's a really good team, so they're going to give Ohio State a test, no doubt about it. My favorite play in this one, Matt's probably actually a sneaky one. It's over 45.5.
Over in an Iowa game? Let's go, Phil.
Yeah,
all right.
Believe it or not, Iowa's actually been over in all their games this year.
Okay.
And the reason is they've got an offense, which is something they haven't had before. Caleb Johnson's rushed for 685 yards, 8.4. And last year, Cade McNamara was banged up coming into the year. He's not banged up anymore. They've got some weapons at receiver, like Vanderzee, the freshman wide receiver. And defensively, the thing that surprised me with Iowa so far this year, Matt, you go back to the Iowa State game. They gave up that long pass play, like 76 yards. Against Troy, they gave up 2 60-yard touchdown passes and a punt return touchdown. So they've actually been prone to giving up the big plays. And what team screams big play? Oh, Ohio State. Look what they did against Marshall. You know, the first downs were close, but the big plays did them. So I think Ohio State will score. But in the same token, I think Iowa can score. And if you look back at this series history, you think Iowa's been this stodgy offense for years. The game has gone over 5 of the last 6 years. In fact, 54-10, 55-24, 34-24 the last 3 meetings. I'm going over 45 in this one.
That is why he is the best. He's Phil Steele on Twitter at PhilSteele042. Make sure you get to PhilSteele.com. Take that Phil Steele Plus tour on the Phil Steele YouTube channel as well with free selections. The Deep South's oldest rivalry, Phil, it's one a lot of people are interested in, although I don't know that Auburn necessarily holding up their end of the bargain. And then Georgia, how do they bounce back after that epic game last week? Georgia, though, a 22-point favorite at home against Auburn.
What happened the last time Georgia was off a loss?
You're going to have to remind me.
Well, they played in the Orange Bowl, and they beat Florida State 63-3. But
That's right. In the SEC Championship, they lost to Bama,
yeah.
Of course.
Other than that, though, they haven't lost a regular season game in ages, so who knows? But, I look at Auburn this year, and they're actually better than their record. If they don't turn the ball over, they're not a bad team. In fact, they've outgained for their opponents. In fact, they're outgaining their opponents by 137 yards per game this year. But they do turn the ball over, and if they do that against Georgia, they're in trouble. I think Georgia's in a situation where they're off a loss. They only have Mississippi State on deck. But it is a rivalry game, and last year Auburn gave them a heck of a game. I don't really have an opinion on this one, Matt.
All right, see if Georgia can bounce back. Auburn in desperate need of a win as well. Another team off a loss here, Phil, is Ole Miss. Going on the road to Columbia, South Carolina. LSU fans saw earlier this year how tough it could be to play at Williams-Brice Stadium. Now, Ole Miss better get right in a hurry. They're an 8.5-point favorite over the Gamecocks. Gamecocks coming off a bye. What do you think, Phil?
Yeah, I'll take the points in this one. We saw what Kentucky's defense did against them, and I think South Carolina's defensive line's even better. Look what South Carolina's defensive line did against Kentucky. Just completely shut them down in that game. And so you look at Lenore Sellers. Sellers went out against LSU late in the second quarter, remember. I think Sellers will be back for South Carolina, and if he's back for the entire game, I think their offense is there. I like Rocket Sanders. I like their defense. And we see that Ole Miss, yeah, they beat a lot of weak teams to start out the year, but now they're getting into the meat of the SEC. I think they might struggle, especially in a very tough stadium. So I'm going to go with South Carolina plus the points to pull a possible upset here.
Boy, that would be something, man. If Ole Miss gets battered and bruised before coming to Baton Rouge, nobody would be sad about that. Phil, Indiana, undeniable. They are 5-0, 2-0 in the Big Ten, ranked 23rd. The marquee, when you look at Indiana at Northwestern, may not grab a lot of people's attention, but we have to talk about the Hoosiers. So Indiana's a 2-touchdown road favorite in conference here against Northwestern. Can the Hoosiers and Kurt Cignetti keep it going?
Yeah, and I just love this Indiana team this year. In fact, Indiana was picked 17th in the Big Ten media poll out of 18 teams. I picked them 12th. So I'm an Indiana fan. Everybody asks me every year, who you're a fan of. I go, the teams I pick higher than everybody else. And I was high on the Hoosiers coming into the year. Curtis Rourke looks great at quarterback. They've got a three-headed monster at running back with Ellison, Lawton, and Green. They've got dangerous receivers like Surratt. And that defense, it's basically James Madison's defense came over, and they were really good last year, and they're only allowing 240 yards per game. And I look at this Northwestern offense, and I just see a team that's struggling. You go back to that Washington game, only 112 yards for the entire game. And they put up 5 points against Washington. They put up 13 points in regulation against Duke, and they put up 13 points against Miami. They're not going to be able to keep pace with Indiana, and this is a different Hoosiers team than they have been in the past. I like Indiana minus the points on the road.
Phil, let me stay in the Big Ten. You got to be loving this, man, the Big Ten talk. How about Rutgers, another undefeated Big Ten team on the road in Lincoln against 4-1 Nebraska, who've been mighty impressive as well. Nebraska, a 6.5-point home favorite in this game. What do you think there, Phil? The undefeated Rutgers Scarlet Knights, can they go pull the upset of Lincoln?
Yeah, I like both teams in this one, Matt. And Nebraska suffered a tough loss earlier this year against Illinois, a game they led throughout. But other than that, they've been very impressive. And last week against Purdue, you go to the half, they had a 210 to 89-yard edge, but they amazingly missed 3 field goals, or they would have been up by more. They put a Purdue away in the second half. But I'm not going against Nebraska, but I'm not going against Rutgers either. This is a very good Rutgers team. Kyle Monangai is the same type of running back he was last year. He's got almost 600 yards rushing, 6.1 yards per carry. And the difference, though, is they actually have a quarterback this year. Ethan Kelly McManus did well under Kirk Ciarrocca's system at Minnesota 2 years ago. He's doing well this year. He's hitting 61% with a 7-1 ratio. Their defense surprised me a little last week, giving up 521 yards to Washington, but prior to that had been playing really well. So I think you got 2 go-with teams. I would have had the number right about 7, the number 7. So I'm gonna pass on that one.
He's Phil Steele. Make sure you get him at PhilSteele042 on Twitter, X Phil Steele Plus Tour. You can get the link at philsteele.com. Let me knock out a quick break. Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll come back, pick up with the rest of the afternoon, the evening slate with Phil as we continue here on AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about our friends over at Action Industries. Y'all, I've been telling you for several weeks now. They had 2 big-time turnarounds coming. So if you're interested, it's 4 to 5 week turnaround. You're working 7/12s. We're in the middle of football season. You want to get that money for the rest of football season, maybe before the holidays. Great chance to do it over at Action Industries. All the work is local here to Greater Baton Rouge. So if you're interested, welders, pipe fitters, crane operators, boiler makers, if you or someone you know might be interested, get on by Action Industries to apply. You can do it at the website, actioninc.com. Action Industries Incorporated, actioninc.com, or you can go apply in person at their Highway 30 office in Geismar. You can't miss it if you're driving down Highway 30 in Geismar. It's Action Industries. Check them out today online. It's Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
There's nothing chill about a hot, sweaty line. Unless you add Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Rolling along here, Football Friday edition of AFR. Always thrilled to have Phil Steele with us. Been such a pleasure to be able to do this for so many years now. Phil's so generous with his time. Phil, let's move into the rest of the afternoon and evening window here. Bama, what a win last week against Georgia. The huge lead, blew it, came back with a spectacular play by Ryan Williams to win it. Now you go to a little sleepy old Vandy, who maybe a little better than that 2-2 record suggests. They could very well be 4-0. I don't think necessarily, Phil, that many people assume Bama's at risk of losing this game at Vanderbilt, but a little bit of a letdown spot. Could they be in for a tougher fight than we might think?
Yeah, and this is another one, Matt, where it wouldn't be one of my top plays of the week, but the number's fairly cheap, just a little over 21 in the game. I do think Vanderbilt will put up a fight. I love Diego Pavia. He's a guy that can run and pass and really is a gutsy quarterback that led New Mexico State to so many unexpected victories. Bama, as you mentioned, in a flat spot. They've got South Carolina, Tennessee, Missouri coming up. They're off a big win. And frankly, the Alabama offense is at its best when Jalen Milroe's running that football as well as throwing it. And I wouldn't risk Milroe running the ball that much this week, which might shorten it a little bit. If I was to play the game, I'd probably lean a little bit with Bama, but because Vandy doesn't have much of a home crowd edge, Bama will have enough fans there. But it's probably one I'm going to stay away from this week.
Phil, I am really interested in Clemson, Florida State. Listen, Florida State they've just been awful this year. They're 1-4. They're struggling. But if there's ever a go and give it your best spot, it's with number 15 Clemson coming in. And since the season opening loss to Georgia, Clemson's 3-1 and still has an awful lot to play for, Phil. Clemson's a 14.5-point favorite. Does Florida State get up and give them a game?
I think Clemson gets up for this game, and here's why. Last year when these two played, Clemson just dominated the game. They never trailed for a single second during the game. They had a 429 to 311 yard edge, a 25 to 16 first down edge, and at the end of the day, they lost that game in overtime. A huge fumble return for a touchdown turned the tide for Florida State. They were in the midst of almost getting blown out by Clemson. So I think Clemson's playing with legitimate revenge. And, as I mentioned before, I think on Phil Steele Plus, I've got this schedule up there which has revenge plays. And the revenge plays so far this year, or so far over 2 years, I should say, the revenge plays have gone a remarkable 57 and 23, including 9 and 3 this year. So this is a revenge play for Clemson. They're the better team. Ever since they uncovered those freshman wide receivers like Bryant Wesco, Cade Klubnik's been a much better QB. They've got the defense, and Florida State, as you mentioned, is just a hot mess right now. I'm going with Clemson laying the points on the road.
Let's talk about James Madison. Phil, this isn't a team I think many people here watch much of but need to pay attention to, and they will because James Madison's coming to Louisiana to take on UL Monroe, who, boy, they've been a lot of fun to watch here in this early part of the season as well. Their only loss was to Texas. James Madison, 4-0, could potentially be the G5 playoff representative if they keep it rolling. James Madison in Fun Row. How do you see it, Phil?
I just like what the job Brian Vincent's doing. Amazing job at ULM so far this year. The not only beating UAB but crushing them 32-6. Losing to Texas, no big deal, but then coming back and upsetting Troy on the road. Those are two very impressive wins. So just watching ULM this year, I think they're scrappy. I think they're a team that can hang within the number. And I know James Madison's pretty much blown everybody out of the water, except for Gardner-Webb, which was a surprising 7-point win earlier in the year. But I'm going to take ULM plus the points here. I just love the job Brian Vincent's doing.
It's going to be a packed house as well. A lot of people have talked to him in Monroe this week. They're expecting a massive crowd for that game. It's going to be a very, very anticipated one. In the SEC, Tennessee's at Arkansas. Phil, the only thing whenever I see Arkansas as an underdog, I think, I know Phil Steele loves him some Sam Pittman as an underdog, and he's getting 13.5 at home. What do you think?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. You're talking about a guy that's now 19-7 ATS as a dog, but even more impressive, how about 7-1 against the spread versus ranked teams? And I keep going back to last year where this was not a good Arkansas team, and yet they took LSU to the wire and lost by 3. Ole Miss to the wire, lost by 7. Alabama to the wire, lost by 3. And now they're getting almost 2 touchdowns. I love Jaquindon Jackson, a running back. He's got 509 yards, 6.4 yards per carry. Now, Taylon Green's a little dangerous. He's dangerous offensively, running and throwing, but he's also dangerous in the fact he's got 5 interceptions and a couple of fumbles this year. But I still think I'll take Sam Pittman anytime he's a dog, and love the fact he's getting near 2 touchdowns at home for this one.
That was the layup of the decade for Phil Steele right there. We knew that one was coming. Phil Steele's with us. Y'all make sure you check out philsteele.com. We'll tell you more about the Phil Steele Plus store. Phil, it's a rematch of the national championship game. 2 teams look dramatically different. Obviously, both head coaches aren't even there anymore. But Michigan is at Washington, and Washington is a slight 1.5 home favorite over top 10 Michigan. Phil, we always look at this unranked being favored over a ranked angle. For me, that's kind of been an auto play. Washington maybe in an interesting spot here?
Yeah, I think Washington deserves to be the favorite in this game. In fact, if you look at Washington defensively this year, the thing that has surprised me is they've actually held all 5 opponents to season lows this year. They're holding opponents to 153 yards per game, below their season average. That's number 2 in the country. Michigan is doing well defensively as well. They're holding opponents to 111 yards below their season average, but Washington's defense playing really good. Now, take a look at the teams offensively. You got Will Rodgers at quarterback, who's hitting 75% with a 10-0 ratio. You got Jonah Coleman at running back, averaging 7.2 yards per carry, and you got some dangerous receivers. Michigan, they've got the run game. But quarterback, they can't really throw the ball. It's Husky Stadium, a very loud venue. So I would take Washington. I would put Washington at least a 3-point favorite in this game. But my favorite play here, Matt, is actually the under. Washington's defense, as mentioned, playing really well. Michigan's offense has been struggling, but their defense is playing well. I think we got a defensive slobber knocker here, and the total is 41.5. So I'm going with under 41.5 here.
Phil, let's check in on Baylor, Iowa State. You can tell part of the theme, and I understand a lot of this weekend, there aren't maybe marquee matchups. There's teams you have to pay attention to, some of those undefeated teams jockeying for position, and we've all been guilty of sleeping on undefeated 4-0 Iowa State, which is ranked 16th in the country. Here comes Baylor. Phil, boy, they got down early last week. I know we were both on. They got down early last week, couldn't quite finish the comeback. This is the 6:30 primetime Fox game, Baylor at Iowa State. What do you think goes down in Ames?
Yeah, I feel sorry for Dave Aranda coming off that tough loss to Colorado and another tough loss last week where they had the ball and could have come back and won that thing. And I actually think Iowa State's got a great shot of being in the Big 12 title game this year. When I went over the team with Coach Campbell, it seemed like every position, in fact, I think it was every single position, he would wrap it up by either saying, Phil, this is the best we've been at this position since I've been here, or this is the most talented we've been at this position, or this is the most experienced we've been at this position. I summed it up in my head saying this is the best Matt Campbell team, but without the hype of 2 years ago when they entered in the preseason top 10 and then disappointed, and they've been true to that. The nice 4-0 start. A nice 77-yard run by Abu Sama late in the game. Got that cover last week. Thank you, Abu. And they're at home now. They've been playing better as a favorite. And I have this one probably right around the spread. I like Iowa State to win the game. I like Iowa State to get to the Big 12 title game potentially. But I'll probably just stay away from it spread-wise.
Two more I want to ask you about, Phil. Both involve teams from the state of Florida. The Gators are a home dog to UCF. They lose this game on their home field. That could be curtains for Billy Napier. What do you think about Central Florida going up to Gainesville?
Yeah, and, the matchup you're scared of here is Central Florida's run game against the Florida defense. It's been pretty vulnerable so far this year. Gave up 310 yards on the ground to A&M, even 240 yards to Mississippi State. But great situation for Florida. They're catching UCF off a game which UCF was fired up for, and then just got beat by Colorado. The stats don't show it, but they were down the entire game. Then you take a look at Florida. They're fresh off a bye. They're at home. They're desperate. And they picked up some confidence, I think, in that Mississippi State game where they put up 311 yards in the first half, 503 yards for the game. So I'm going to take that desperate Gators team at home as an underdog.
Wow, that'd be a massive win for Billy Napier if he can get it. And the last one I want to check off the box here, Phil, is Miami. We all saw what happened last week against Virginia Tech. Lucky to escape doesn't even begin to tell it, but they got to go on the road to a Cal team, which has actually been a nice surprise. College Game Day is going to be there as well. That's the late game, 9:30 Central Time on ESPN, a little Pac-12 after dark with a little ACC flair. That's a late start for Miami to body clocks, and that'll be 10:30 for Miami body clock time. What do you think? Did the 8th-ranked Canes go get right out in Berkeley?
I like Cal to make a game of this, and the key is Justin Wilcox. Justin Wilcox is one of the best underdog coaches out there, an outstanding away dog, but also an outstanding home dog. In fact, he's 12-5 against the spread as a home underdog. And the one thing I want you to notice with Cal, if you're watching this game, is Cal's secondary. I feel it's one of the best secondaries in the country, so they should be able to slow down Cam Ward. Cam Ward's Miami's averaging 393 yards per game passing, 72% completions, but this is the best secondary they've taken on all year. Cal's home crowd's never overwhelming, but should be fired up for this. And I've also been impressed with Fernando Mendoza, their quarterback. He's having a really good year. I had thought Chandler Rodgers might even beat him out for the job, but he's hitting 68% with a 5-2 ratio. Jaden Knott's missed a couple of games, should be back to 100%. I'll take Cal plus the points in this one.
Nobody does it better than Phil Steele. Phil, let's tell them about PhilSteele.com and that Phil Steele Plus tour when they get by there, what they can get with all the free selections and the breakdowns.
Yeah, if you go to Phil Steele Plus right now, you could take the tour, and the tour's got 5 free selections, 8 quick hitters, and even an NFL play for you, complete with reasoning. Just go to PhilSteele.com, click on the Phil Steele Plus tour where it's got the 14 free plays, and take the tour and get yourself some winners. The quick hitters were guaranteed last week. They delivered on the guarantee, so make sure you check out all the free plays this week.
PhilSteele.com, STEELE, PhilSteele.com. You'll see the embedded YouTube video right there. You can go to YouTube, search for Phil Steele's channel. Make sure you're subscribed. I tell you all the time, hit the bell as well. So as soon as Phil drops that video, you're notified so you can get it on the plays before the lines move. Phil, you're the best. We appreciate it. We'll be previewing LSU Ole Miss next weekend. We'll look forward to it. Thank you.
Hey, enjoy your weekend off, Matt.
Trust me, I will do that. The one and only Phil Steele. We'll catch up with him next week. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Love telling you about Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty. Agent225.com, the most user-friendly website in real estate. Agent225.com. Whether you're buying or selling, make sure you bookmark Agent225.com. Every home listed by every company, all in one place right there, Agent225.com. The other thing about working with Darren, if you're thinking about selling your home, Darren has a list of buyers looking for exactly what you're selling. You could call Darren and say, hey, Darren, here's the specs on my home. How many people do you think you have interested in this? He can actually give you a number of how many people he could show your home to, your listing to, that would be interested in exactly what you're selling. Ask any other realtor that question. See what they say. Compare them. It's Darren James. There's a reason Darren sells more homes than any other realtor in Louisiana. Look him up today. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Wrapping up hour number 1. Glad to have you hanging out with us here, Theriot in studio, in 12 minutes from right now. We'll look forward to that. We'll do Ryan's Letter Kick Rocks, all that good stuff. And we will get to our Pick'em segment in hour 3. I want to get some SEC game capsules here in just a quick second, but in case if you are just joining us and missed it, the Saints injury report is out today, and it is lengthy again. If you are just joining us, haven't heard, the big news of the day is that the Saints waived wide receiver A.T. Perry and have signed offensive lineman Connor McGovern. This in part because of the newest addition to the injury report on Friday, which is that Lucas Patrick did not practice due to a groin injury. Take it, please. So Patrick was a full participant on Thursday, was not listed on the injury report, and now on Friday was a DNP. That is concerning, to say the very least, when you're talking about a groin injury for an interior offensive lineman, and it pops up late in the week. And the fact that the Saints today added Connor McGovern, signing him off the Jets practice squad, tells you. And when Dennis Allen met with reporters on Thursday after practice, he was asked point blank about Lucas Patrick's injury. I'm looking for this, I don't see it, but he was asked, do you have it? Okay, anyway, he was asked about the injury. Maybe it was the Lemieux one, the Shane Lemieux one, but I said Shane Lemieux wasn't serious. But anyway, the of consequence here, keep in mind, Lucas Patrick has been starting at left guard. You have the injury to Eric McCoy. Patrick slides over to play center against the Eagles. He goes back to left guard. Lemieux plays center against the Falcons. Well, now Lemieux and Patrick are both injured, and Cesar Ruiz didn't practice again on Friday, so he would certainly seem like he's not going to be available this weekend. We don't know that yet, but we'll wait and see. But that's back-to-back DNPs Thursday, Friday. They haven't put him on IR, so it would stand to reason he's not going to miss 4 weeks, but it looks like he is going to miss his second consecutive game, not practicing now again. But you're looking at a situation where I don't even know what they do. If Patrick and Lemieux are both unavailable, I would guess you sign Connor McGovern and he starts at center. And then that means, do you go Nick Saldiveri and Landon Young as your guards? I mean, there's a very real possibility. I mean, just spell this out, that the Saints are going to play the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead on Monday Night Football. And their offensive line is going to be Taliese Fuanga, who, by the way, was limited again, previously with a back injury, now limited with a back and a knee injury. They added knee injury today to the injury report. So a rookie with a back and knee injury, possibly Nick Saldiveri starting for the first time at left guard, Connor McGovern starting at center, who you just signed on Friday, maybe Landon Young at right guard, and then Trevor Penning, who's a turnstile at right tackle. And you get to go play Kansas City in Arrowhead. Good luck. Rest of the injury report. So here are the DNPs, in addition to Lucas Patrick: Willie Gay, Taysom Hill, Cesar Ruiz, Shane Lemieux, Peyton Turner, and then Patrick. So that's 6 DNPs. Groupie was a full participant after not practicing on Thursday. That's good news. Juwan Johnson was upgraded to a full participant. Kendre Miller upgraded to a full participant. There's your good news on the injury report. Demario Davis, Taliese Fuanga, Alvin Kamara, Brian Brzee, all limited again on Friday. So, I mean, this is borderline comical with the length of that injury report. We'll keep you posted. There'll be a final injury report with game designations on Saturday because they play on Monday Night Football. We usually get those on Friday. All right, we're brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, with locations all over South Louisiana. Check them out online to find the location nearest you. And, of course, not only South Louisiana, but all over the country, from California, Florida, everywhere in between, 6 locations in Louisiana. If you weigh or measure something, Michelli sells services, rents the products that you use to weigh and measure. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Make sure you get to Michelli.com, Michelli.com. It's an awesome resource to use, the website right there. You want to get a list of the services. Most everyone knows Michelli as our nation's largest distributor of scales, but on top of that, what about all the different services, the calibration services that they offer? Again, if you weigh or measure something at Michelli, we show the world what measurement can do. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. Okay, since we don't have our tailgate segment, let's do some SEC game capsules here. Hit us with our Big Ten on CBS theme. Our Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl theme. Are you pulling up imaging over there, or are you just playing things? Oh, okay, no worries. All right, we got 2 minutes. Missouri at Texas A&M. You heard Phil Steele preview this one. He has A&M as the home favorite taking out Mizzou. Mizzou's 4-0 on the season. The real concerning thing with Missouri, though, their offense, well, 19th in the country, 37th in pass offense. Where's Brady Cook? Where's Luther Burden? Where's Theo Weiss? Do they show up in College Station? Hard to imagine, but we'll get some picks a bit later in the show. Deep South's oldest rivalry, Auburn and Georgia. Auburn desperate for a win after they gagged away last week against Oklahoma. So Georgia, big-time bounce-back spot. We were looking it up in the break. The last time Georgia lost a regular season game, not last year's SEC championship, the last regular season game that Georgia lost, do you know what it is? The COVID year, 2020, they lost the cocktail party to Florida. That's the last regular 2020. The year when Florida threw the shoe against LSU. That's the last time Georgia lost a regular season game. Stunning. Should have no problem with Auburn, but we'll see. Ole Miss at South Carolina. Really good number inside the numbers over at LouisianaSports.net from our guy Chris Marler. Incidentally, if you haven't checked it out, I would always recommend you check that out. Lots of good tidbits. The differential, the numbers to know, the differential for Ole Miss, home and away, last year, 19.6. The difference home and away. They scored 19.6 fewer points on the road than they did at home. Now they got to go to South Carolina. Don't be surprised if Carolina makes that a game or possibly pulls the upset. All right, it's after further review. Theriot's coming up here right after the top of the hour. We'll get to Ryan's letter, kick rocks, all that good stuff. A busy Friday show brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Don't you move. AFR, hour number 2, coming up right after SportsCenter.
AFR.
Brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters as well over at Relief Windows, and they're just the best. Hey, maybe you live in a neighborhood where your HOA requires wood windows. Instead of replacing your wood windows every 5 to 6 years because they rot, because it's Louisiana, it's wet and humid here, how about you install those beautiful Geldwin wood windows that Relief Windows sells, which come with a lifetime warranty? That's not a punchline. That's true. Install them once, you're done forever with windows, with wood windows, when you call Relief Windows. Of course, lifetime transferable warranty on labor, material, and glass breakage. Don't lose that. Meaning you sell your home to someone else, their kid breaks a window 10 years down the road, Relief Windows will replace that window for free. And you better believe they'll be around because they're a great company that's built to last. It's Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding. Oh, yeah, shutters as well. It's Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. NFL injury news for Week 5. Colts running back Jonathan Taylor won't play versus Jacksonville Sunday. Quarterback Anthony Richardson's status questionable due to a hip injury. Giants star rookie Malik Neighbors remains in concussion protocol. He's out against the Seahawks. Bills receiver Khalil Shakir, defensive tackle Ed Oliver, out against the Texans. No workout today for the Mets in Philadelphia. Day off ahead of the NLDS opener against the Phillies tomorrow. New York's been on a roll, including 2 thrilling comeback wins this week. The advantage, though, in the series belongs to Philadelphia, explains ESPN MLB analyst Tim Kirkchin.
Phillies have their starting pitching lined up, all healthy and fresh, starting with Zach Wheeler. Plus, their bullpen is pretty good now. Carlos Estevez has been added at the trade deadline. He's added another dynamic there. And their offense is really good, too, with Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber.
Game 1 tomorrow, 3:30 Eastern, ESPN Radio. First game of the NHL regular season in Prague. Devils beat the Sabres 4-1. Nico Hischier, Paul Cotter, Jonathan Kovacevic, each with a goal and an assist.
Here's one stat that's super simple to remember. Discover automatically doubles the cash back on your credit card at the end of your first year with Cashback Match. With Discover, you could turn $150 cash back to $300. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's rock! Go!
It's that Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the Riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You picture better reload. Get the boy.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot, presented by Alpha Customs. Alpha Customs, Prairieville and Lafayette, and online at alphacustoms.net.
Well, how's your week going?
Week was good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, but good. I'm full of good ideas.
Here comes Theriot. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers, and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
The wave pool, although probably full of bacteria, flesh-eating parasites, and the occasional turd, provides endless hours of fun. It's not cool to have a 30A sticker on the back of your grocery go-getter. Big fan of the truck.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill. They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name. So, hey. glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yeah, Brett.
We need to start playing my my highlight video
I like
Daniel put together for
That
me.
was a very good highlight video. We'll tell people about that in just a second. I had someone ask me on the show text line a bit ago, hey, I tried to Shazam the song that comes on after Barbie Girl. What is that? I'm like, well, that's Toby Tomplay. It's the AFR theme. There is no, you're not Shazamming that. That's just, he made that for the show.
You should name it, though. You should name it.
But how do you get that onto Shazam? It's not available on any platform for people to go download. It's just Toby made that for this show.
Sounds like somebody likes it, though. Others
yeah,
may.
it's a great song.
Others may.
Great song. It's a great song. How are you?
Good.
So
pretty good.
You what did you say you wanted to do?
The highlight video.
Oh, highlight video. Yeah, do you want to tell people about your
I'd like
highlight
to
video?
incorporate that somehow in my intro. Is that could we do that? I mean, shout out Daniel Lewis, by the way.
Shout out Daniel Lewis.
My guy killed it.
Killed it. You were going to speak somewhere, and so he made a highlight video for you to play before the
they were
speech.
like, hey, do you have like a highlight, like a walkout video, like a highlight something? I'm like, no, I don't, but I got a guy,
Okay.
And it was a hit, man. Daniel did a hell of a job.
Yeah, I mean, he also used some of your quotes from this show.
He's a listener.
It was the 2018 rant you went on when LSU kind of laid down on a Thursday night against Arkansas, and you came in the next day wearing your LSU, the jersey you wore in the national championship, and you went on a rant.
Hot.
Which I still see. Drew watches that all the time.
Yeah, it was hot.
Who's going to have the balls to grab someone by the jersey?
Yeah.
To Carl the Cat? I don't care if it's K-Lady. I mean, no, I've heard it a million times because Drew watches it all the time. He watches you on YouTube. He watches Backpack Blowers. He watches elevator videos. He's got on this kick about Gordy now. He watches Gordy Rush videos on the iPad.
Okay.
I don't know. Watches RC. Mostly the Fishman video. When RC was doing The Shape of Water.
Oh.
Fishman.
Yeah.
Fishman had to do Hickey. That's old. That's a little bit of a throwback for those that aren't familiar. Anyway, how was your week?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, good.
Busy week.
Yeah. Well, you had a walkout. You needed a walkout video for a talk. Busy week.
It really was a very busy week. We had a lot going on this week.
Glad I saw you yesterday, though.
Yeah, is that a thing? Are we going to change that to yesterday?
Yeah, Thursdays. Our marketing meetings move for Parish Construction Roofing. By the way, if you need a roof, call Parish Construction Roofing, parishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. There were Friday marketing meetings now, Thursday, 9 a.m.
Yeah, I was
standing Thursday, 9 a.m. marketing meeting for
perfect
Parish.
for me.
Yeah.
That's better for me.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. So now I'll see you on Thursdays for the marketing meeting and Fridays here.
Yeah.
When you show up.
I've been showing up.
You have been showing up.
Pretty good.
You have. No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
It's been a real busy week, though, bouncing from thing to thing. And my attention's been needed quite a bit, which is good. I mean, it makes for long days, but it's fun, and that's what I like, and that's what I signed up for, and that's kind of what I do. But I'll say this: we're entering a season right now, not football, but we're entering a season that is my wife, my beautiful wife, my bride, Jana. It's her favorite season.
Halloween.
Nope.
Homecoming.
Nope. You got one more. One more. Come on.
Can't be Christmas. We're not there yet. Dang it, Muse.
Fair season. She loves fairs. Jana loves fairs.
Oh, God.
She likes theme parks a whole lot.
I mean, I knew that. I just didn't know this.
She loves fairs.
I just didn't know this was fair season.
It's fair season.
Okay.
It's fair season. Catholic school fair season.
St. Jude has theirs in the spring.
They do. They do. But pretty much everybody else is in the fall. And you even have the Broadmoor Arts and Crafts Festival this fall, which is a thing.
Let's go.
So I got I wrote a letter to the school fairs because I go to all of them. My wife loves them. So I want to talk a little bit about a couple of those fairs that are good.
The Theriot are fair. The Therios are fair people.
They are.
Theme parks, amusement parks,
water parks.
No doubt, man.
Bowling alleys.
It just doesn't.
Celebration station.
It just.
Arcades.
It just doesn't.
She loves arcades.
It just doesn't compute.
I don't know
how.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
I don't like any of those things really. Although I did have a good time. I had a good time in Disney World.
Don't say you don't like any of those things. You live for those things.
No, I don't live for them. I don't.
You don't love crowds.
I don't love crowds.
That's what you don't love.
That's right.
But those things you love to do.
Okay, yeah. I like candied apples. I like funnel cakes.
Yeah.
I do like those things. And I like cotton candy a lot. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
Dear school fairs. It's that time of year again, folks. LSU bye week equals school fairs right now. That's what happens. There's a few in the spring, which we talked about. Shout out St. Jude.
That's it.
But the fall fairs are always my favorite. I like the little crisp in the air. I'm just partial to them. We've got St. George. St. George is coming up.
Okay.
Parish is the title sponsor at St. George. Shout out Parish Construction Roofing, St. George.
St. George, you need any roofing work done, give us a shout. We'd love to help.
Yeah.
Parish Construction Roofing.
Love to help. We're sponsoring your fair. Why wouldn't
you hire
call us?
Why wouldn't you hire Parish, who's sponsoring your fair, to do your roof work?
You should. Aloysius is coming up. That's a big
sponsor
one.
them as well and do their roof work if they need.
Same goes for Aloysius. And MBS is coming up.
Pelicans!
Shout out to the Pelicans, baby.
Take that, Muse.
I'm sure there's a few that I'm forgetting.
That's right.
You even got the Broadmoor Arts and Crafts Festival coming, getting in the action. I like that one. If you want any of the wooden Santa Clauses or things that you can stick in your front yard, they got that at the BHS Arts and Crafts Festival.
Not interested.
A nice little cypress tree drawing or painting on the side of they got that too.
Nope, not interested.
It's going to be an exciting month of good food, cold beer, and carnies on cocaine. Here we go, people. Let's go. Love it. Love a good carny.
Carnies.
Love a good carny that's
there are only two things in this
blasted
world
out of their
that
mind.
scare me, and one of them is nuclear war.
Poor MBS.
What?
No matter how much money these people pump into that parish, the fair seems to always be second string. It's
really?
Listen,
By the way, I think when I went there, we called it the MBS Pelican Festival. I don't know if they still call it the Pelican Festival or they call it the fair. But
it's B team right now.
Your B team.
It's like the kid on the bench who never misses a practice, works his butt off, but the coach just doesn't seem to give him a chance. That's the MBS fair. It's hard. It is. It's hard to rank the carnies. Like, I try to do that. I try to see who gets the best carnies, right? It's hard to do that unless you live the carny life, and I don't. Yeah. But if you had to put a grade on the MBS Fair Carny Hall, it would be bottom of the barrel.
Really?
Yep. I mean, they don't even vape. They don't even vape.
Oh man. See,
it's just straight Marlboro Reds, coach. Like, they're just, I mean, it is old school. It's rustic, grizzled, like tilt-a-whirl operators smoking cigarettes. Nobody even smokes cigarettes anymore.
I know.
But those carnies at MBS do.
They do, wow.
They don't even care if the kids are secured on the zipper, those guys.
Oh, that's a problem.
They don't. The food is not catered at the MBS fair. Doesn't bother me that much because I appreciate.
It's not catered at St. Jude either. They make it there.
I appreciate that. We're not talking about St. Jude. Don't.
I'm saying that's not unique to MBS. There's other places that don't cater their food.
I didn't say it was. I know it's your spot. I'm a
proud Pelican.
I get it. I get
Class of 96, bruh.
Hey, easy.
Let's go.
Doesn't bother me that it's not catered, but the bland pastelaia and the warm beer and the snow cone machine that somebody ordered off of Temu ain't gonna work at the MBS fair. It's not working for me. They try their hardest, but it's subpar at best. If you have a family member or a kid that goes to school at MBS, I would recommend just drop a 20 in the offering plate instead of going to the fair. Don't waste your time. Okay.
Is that this weekend? Is the Pelican Festival this weekend?
I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm not going. Okay, Aloysius cracks me up. This is a funny one to me. Okay. It's the most bougie fair out there. I mean, it's the complete opposite of MBS. Okay. If MBS is black, they're white.
Why does this got to be racial?
It's obvious that the people's grandparents are donating all the money because there's no way that these parents could afford the setup that you guys throw up at that fair.
You should have used a different analogy. I don't think people got that.
What? That?
Well, you said like black or white, not like a black or white. People just like they're opposites.
Well, yeah. I mean, black is the opposite.
Right.
Whatever. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care.
I know nobody cares.
Yeah.
I just know how people are. I'm going to get emails. Gordy's going to get emails complaining about Theriot's letter.
It's fine.
He's going to send them to me at 7 a.m. on a Saturday.
Just check the resume, okay? For me, it's the matching white tents that they put up for like $5,000 each. So if you want to get a white tent, you can rent a white tent, $5,000, $10,000, something like that, over at the Aloysius Fair. Superior Grill provides the food and the margs.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in on that.
There's a raffle, giveaways. It's like an LSU event.
Okay.
Like it is. Every year from this fair, rumors fly around Baton Rouge about parents having a little bit too much to drink and making questionable life decisions. Every year.
Okay.
It's actually not even for the kids. It's just a big tailgate party with no football game. It shouldn't be called a fair. That's Aloysius.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It's not a fair, though. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for candied apples.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm looking for that what you talked about, the margaritas and the questionable life decisions. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, then you go to that one.
Okay, I probably
That's
will.
what it is. My favorite fair of them all is St. George. If there's one dad with a green visor and Jordan 1s on, there's 100. They all look the same.
Green visor and Jordan 1.
The parrot uniforms at this fair are second to none. All the moms have on oversized dragon earrings. They wear really baggy jean shorts, and if they really want to impress, they wear the baggy jean. They don't fit them good. It's because their butts aren't what they used to be, but they think they are, and they kind of sag a little bit.
Baggy jean shorts?
They're a little baggy. They don't fit them right. They don't fit them. But it's not their fault. They just don't squat anymore.
Oh, God.
But they really want to
You know
impress.
how many people are listening right now? They're going to be so self-conscious going to this fair tomorrow.
They should. If the moms really want to impress, they do the matching shoes with the husband. That's a thing, too. That happens over there.
Yeah.
This is a true kids fair. I really do enjoy it. The rides never disappoint. They seem to be able to pull the best carny operators. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they pay better.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get the aggravating game guy asking you for money like you do at St. Jude. That's a guy. I hate that guy.
Hate that guy.
Let's see. The one thing that I don't like about St. George, you have to use the tickets to buy food.
Oh, I like that.
I hate that. If you can't trust the vendors or the folks at the Catholic school fair to accept money and not put it in their pockets, then we got.
I'll tell you the other part about the ticket is that you always end up buying tickets that you don't use, so they make money even if you don't buy the stuff.
I don't like that either.
No, it's a good thing. It's smart business.
It's only going to grow. St. George is its own city now, so it's only going to get bigger. I would suggest that you move the entire fair to the back of the U Club, the one where they haven't developed it yet, and do it on Halloween night, because it's really just all the folks from U Club go to that fair anyway. It's the same people.
Lexington.
That's it. I'll be attending as many of these as possible this year. I'll be taking notes. I will look forward to reporting back when they all finish up. Sincerely, Ryan.
All right. We'll do Kick Rocks when we come back. It's AFR.
After further review.
Brought to you by the Watermark Hotel and the Renaissance Hotel. Two amazing hotel properties in Baton Rouge. Watermark downtown, the Renaissance on Southtown. Hey, I keep telling you about Sunday brunch. If you've never done Sunday brunch at the Watermark, have you done Sunday brunch at the Watermark?
Nope.
Oh,
I like brunch, though.
Have you been to the Watermark?
I've been to Watermark, yeah.
Have you been to eat at the Gregory in the Watermark?
I don't think I have.
Man, you got to go try brunch.
Okay.
See, one of the things about downtown.
They have Eggs Benedict?
Yes. Oh, it is like a +++ brunch menu. And it's affordable for the whole family, too, if you want to take the family. So one thing about going downtown people often don't like is parking. Well, if you're going to the Gregory to eat, it's complimentary valet parking. Look, that's the restaurant right there.
It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. Beautifully lit right there in the lobby. It's awesome.
They got a safe.
Well, it's an old bank.
Oh.
It's the Watermark Hotel downtown.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further. like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
I ain't got no friends, and I done spent my last $70,000 on a drop top Benz. And I'm a trend. Trying to put 45 to his heel bigger. Lay it down, cause I'm busting for mine. Take that out every time, and I ain't trying.
It's 421. Muse is feeling himself right now. I saw Zach Von Rosenberg. I saw Zach Von Rosenberg was selling tickets for an LSU game. I saw it on Facebook. Because Zach's old and uses Facebook. Because he's older than me, even though he played 10 years. You know what I mean? Yeah. Love you, Zach. I'm just kidding. But he's selling his tickets in section 420. I was like, oh, Muse. I almost tagged you, Muse, but I don't think you're on Facebook. Are you on Facebook, Muse?
I'm on Facebook. I just rarely use my Facebook ever.
You should.
I mean, I post this my podcasts on it, and that's it.
Yeah, you should go engage with people over there, Muse. Don't ignore your audience. Don't ignore your audience. They're everywhere.
I'm not going to use Facebook.
Yeah, that's a very ignorant thing to say.
It's not going to happen.
It's just a stupid thing to say, Muse. There's Facebook is still the most used social media platform in the world. If you're not using it and engaging there, you are neglecting a large percentage of your audience, of your potential audience. So that's fine. You can go be young guy Muse who's too cool to use Facebook, but you're cutting off your nose to spite your face. That's just not smart. But anyway, you could go buy Zach Von Rosenberg's tickets in section 420 because I know that would fit you really good.
420?
I'm not going to do that either, but
you should do that. Brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service.
Oh, man, yeah.
You love Shaw Bills?
I love Shaw Bills.
I love Shaw Bills, too. They're the best. We're going to get to Kick Rocks here in just a second.
Okay.
Did you buy big tires at Shaw Bills? Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service?
I bought a lot of big tires from Shaw Bills.
You know the best thing about Shaw Bills?
They have all the tires, too.
They got all the tires. They
do.
sell them to you for the cheapest price possible. They guarantee it. You buy tires at Shaw Bills, find them cheaper somewhere else, they'll refund you 125% of the difference. How about that?
So you actually make money.
Make money. Yeah, you make money.
If you're a good shopper, you make money.
Well, actually, it's just going to be impossible to go find them cheaper because they're going to give it to you cheaper than anywhere else. That's why they're able to guarantee it.
Got you.
ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com. Shaw Bills, we keep you rolling. And if you don't go buy your tires at Shaw Bills, you can kick rocks.
It's time to kick rocks with Ryan Theriot.
Kick rocks.
presented by Ruckus. Kick rocks with shoes from Ruckus. Jones Creek Road in Baton Rouge, or go to ruckus103.com.
Tom Brady can kick rocks. That's a standing kick rocks, but this one's
a perpetual kick rock.
Kick rocks.
Did you prepare?
Yeah. Okay, you can kick rocks for being a middle midget.
Kick rocks.
Costing your team 4 points.
They can kick a whole bag of rocks for that.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
All right. Bucky Irving can kick rocks. You know Bucky Irving?
Yes.
Running
Kick
back.
rocks.
Yes. Tampa Bay. Yeah.
He had it right there.
Had it right there.
He's about to take the step forward to be the guy. And then he just fumbled it away.
I mean, in fairness, that was a hell of a punch out by the Atlanta defender. But yes, the Bucky Irving fumble when you're icing the game away. And by the way, Irving had 2 hands on the ball and he was high and tight. Like he had good form. It's hard to be like really mad at him.
And he also is one of my running backs that I played this week.
Oh, was he really?
Yeah. And he's about to take the step forward to be the guy, which would help my team because I'm 0 whatever. I haven't won a game yet.
Oh, you stink?
I stink.
Why are you?
Although,
yeah,
you know who my quarterback is this week?
Patrick Mahomes. Kirk Cousins.
Damn right.
So you got 500 yards.
And
I don't care about your fantasy.
In London too, got him.
Who? Oh, Drake London.
Yeah, he had a big game. Okay, the one idiot.
London too.
The one idiot who did not vote for Caitlin Clark for Rookie of the Year can kick rock.
Kick rock.
So I do have. No, go ahead. I want to talk to you about this.
There's no excuse for it.
Is there not an argument to be made for Angel Reese?
No.
Why not?
Because there's not an argument to be made for Angel Reese.
So Angel Reese, as a rookie, set the WNBA record, not the rookie record, the WNBA record for consecutive double-doubles and rebounds.
So I watched a lot of games this year.
Is there not at least... I didn't, by the way. I didn't.
I watched a lot.
Is there not at least an argument to be made? And by the way, Caitlin Clark's team missed the playoffs. So is there not at least an argument to be made that Angel Reese set WNBA records, not rookie records, WNBA records?
No.
And she doesn't get any consideration?
Well, no.
I might just, by the way, I'm not arguing for her.
No, yeah, I understand.
I really don't know because I don't watch the WNBA.
So here's my thing.
But I'm aware of what we do, Tigers and the pros. Like, there's not an argument to be made. She didn't get any consideration.
No,
that's stunning.
Well, here's why. Because I watched quite a few games this year, and what I noticed was what she got really good at.
Don't say
was
rebound
missing,
and misses.
That's
listen, it's just not true.
That's what I watched.
I understand. I'm going to pull up the numbers then because that's what everybody says, and it's just factually inaccurate. I'm going to pull up.
I watched it.
You watched a couple games.
It might not be a lot, but like you're right under the goal and you brick the layup.
So
and
that
you grab
could
it
be
and
said.
You brick it again and
that
then you grab
could be,
it and brick it again.
Right. That could be said for every big ever in the history of the league. So whether it's offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, I would actually applaud you for the effort on the offensive end for following your shot and getting putbacks. So
if there's an effort
so
thing,
then let's talk about second chance points. Like rebounding is rebounding. Why didn't anyone else in the history of the league do that?
It's almost like the tackles discussion in football. Like if you lead the team in tackles, but you're chasing the guy and running him down because you weren't in the right spot it's almost kind of like.
That's why you don't want your defensive backs leading your team in tackles. That's a problem, unless if you're a box safety. Like
that's kind of what that was.
You want your linebackers leading the team in tackles. But then why
she was kind of the defensive back that led her team in tackles.
Then why didn't everybody else do that in the history of the league?
Yeah, I don't know
most
the answer to
consecutive
that.
double-doubles, most double-doubles by a rookie, most single-season rebounds in the history of the WNBA, didn't even play the entire season, most offensive rebounds in a season, all-time rookie record for consecutive games with 10 or more rebounds. Like, she had an historic rookie year.
Well, she had a good year.
No. So, like, I just disagree with you saying Kick Rock's the one person that didn't vote for Caitlin Clark. I'm going, why didn't Angel Reese get more votes?
Because they watched, like I did. Because they watched the games and they're like, wait a minute. I mean,
what records
anybody
did
could
Caitlin Clark
Well, because
break?
here's the thing. Nobody wants to miss rebounds. Like, I think she was purposely missing the rebounds and just bricking them to get her thing. Like, nobody else wants to do that. She was okay with doing that. So I would like to...
Caitlin Clark, by the way, also set the WNBA single-season turnover record. Stay hot.
And the assist record.
No, she set the rookie record for three-pointers, single-game record for assists.
Yeah. And look, they both had great years.
And
I'm just saying.
And she set the WNBA single-season record for turnovers. Stay hot.
Hey, I want to give a hug.
I'm just saying there's an argument to be made.
I want to give a hug.
Okay.
I want to give a hug to Muse. And I want to kick. And this is also going to lead to a kick rock.
Okay.
But I want to tell Muse how wonderful of a job that he's been doing on Fridays with the music.
Muse.
What
That's
was
true.
what was the song that you just played on the
let's see.
rejoin?
It was
It's 428, bro. He doesn't know where he is.
It was C Murder, a kick dough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good one. And they had some UGK in there.
Yeah.
That was I think that was Pimp C that was going. So I want to give you a hug for really stepping it up. You were called out, and by both of us.
It's been several years he's been called out.
Yeah.
It just took him 2 years to act.
But he's acted, and he's acted in an impressive,
Admirably, yes.
in an impressive manner. So I want to tell YouTube to kick rocks for slapping Muse on the wrist.
Happened.
Right?
Kick rock. We got a copyright strike for one of the songs Muse played.
And I want to say this, Muse. Keep playing them.
Keep playing them.
Yeah, that actually really made me mad.
Just keep playing them. I mean, what are they going to do?
They could actually ban our channel, demonetize the channel, a lot of very bad things.
They're not going to do that. Are they going to do that?
They're really not. Yes, absolutely they could. You get 3 strikes and then you get.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
So we got to go to copyright school to get that strike taken away.
Really, that's a thing. Copyright school is
That's
a
a
thing.
thing.
Does Muse
Paulie?
have to go to copyright school?
Yes, Paulie. Paulie confirm? Please confirm, Paulie.
I can confirm.
Paul is our OTT video manager.
What does that consist of? Copyright school.
Learning about
I
copyright.
have no idea.
You have to go though.
Apparently.
You have to watch the video and answer a lot of questions.
For using a free use song, by the way. The guy copyrighted a free use unlicensed song. But whatever. It's fine.
Not cool.
Stupid.
You going to Ruckus tomorrow?
I mean, yes, but I'm not going to wait for you because you're not going to actually go with me.
I've got a couple pairs that are there. I've got a pair that was only in Lafayette that I'm excited to go pick up at the Lafayette store. And then the Travis Scotts that came out, I think it was last week.
My God,
I got those
good.
waiting for me. And so I got to go.
Can you ask Jalen if he's got a 13 in the Travis Scotts? They probably don't because there's just so few in that size.
Yeah, that was a limited deal too. That was the
I know.
I think I've got another. I mean, I might have 3 pairs. I'm excited to go to Ruckus. I do have a little time. It is homecoming tomorrow, but that's okay. Jonna can do the girly stuff. And I go to Ruckus and pick some shoes up.
Ruckus103.com, Ruckus103.com. I want to go with you tomorrow. I do. I love the wheat sand drifts. These, if you haven't seen those, I love those dunks. What do you think?
Yeah, I can't pull those off, but I like them.
They're out of stock right now.
Go back to the main page.
It's the problem with football season is I just don't have time in the day. That's why I need Jalen to help me out and pull the ones I want. Ruckus103.com. Y'all check them out. Ruckus103.com. They're the best. All right, it's after further review. Now I got a quick break. Right Radio Hour's rolling on. We get to Ask Ryan in 15 minutes. Oh, by the way, we are going to announce our winners for the Monday Night Football VIP watch party for Saints Chiefs over at ESPN Bet at LeBear's coming up this Monday. We're announcing that in 45 minutes. So second segment of hour number 3. Don't move. It's AFR.
After further review.
Brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time.
Or you don't pay a dime.
752-0001. That's the phone number. 752-0001. Man, it has been feeling a little like fall. It's 82 right now. Like the night times actually, the morning's been a little nice.
Crisp, yeah.
We're getting to the point where I'm going to start telling you all about the preseason heater safety check. Not quite there yet. Maybe within the next week, I'll bet. But if you have any issues with your HVAC, you can trust River City's 1 Hour Air. AC's not keeping up. It's time to get that heater safety check. Make sure you call River City's 1 Hour Air. They're the best. Remember, every time the technicians come into your house, they're going to send you a text, an email, and you'll get a phone call with the name, the photo, and reviews of the technician coming to your house. So you know exactly who's coming to your home, who's going to be around your family. So you never have to be concerned of who's coming into your house. It's River City's 1 Hour Air, where they only hire and maintain and train the best technicians. 752-0001, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Back from Louisiana in a Fleetwood land. I can serve them boys stuff to get their feet on their back. Got them greens going for 4, cause you know I just paid 2. Boy just bought 30 from me, so I run it 42. He gon' pop
They're
7
my favorite.
times.
This is my favorite.
24/8 is what I make
Just so you know.
What you do if I told you, yeah, your numbers, you would
Noted.
think I was lying.
Noted.
Young ass hustlers in the game is talking about they resign. In the game ain't a thing rolling far.
How high are you on LSU? LSU football 2024.
Man, I think they're going to make the playoffs.
Oh.
I do.
Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a guy named Joel Klatt who works for Fox Sports. You familiar with Joel?
I hate that guy. That's that idiot that was talking trash. What was he talking trash about?
I don't know. But listen to this idiot who talked about LSU.
LSU, I expect them to beat Ole Miss in that night game at Death Valley.
I
expect them to beat A&M on the road, beat Oklahoma at home, and lose to Alabama. So for me, LSU is a 10-2 team, 7-1 in the SEC. 7-1 in the SEC, to me, gets you in.
Okay, never mind.
What do you
Scratch
think?
that comment.
What
I
do
like
you-
him.
What do you think about Joe? What do you think about Joel Klatt?
Wow. Okay, I like him better now. I could see it though. I mean, I don't think that's a stretch. You've got a dynamic guy that's burst on the scene that nobody even was saying a word about when the season started. That is a problem. I mean, problem running the ball, a problem catching the ball out of the backfield. You got a quarterback at playing the best he's ever played, and your best wide receiver hasn't even touched the field yet.
So all those things are true.
Mm-hmm.
All those things. But the issue or the question with LSU has never been the offense. So everything you just said was offense. And we all know that. But the offense last year was an historic offense. Like your quarterback did things that had never been done before. So that's not really the question. I agree with everything you just said. Caden Durham has breathed life into the running game, although your rushing offense right now is 99th in the country. A lot of room to go up, but in spite of really having no true running game, you're still one of the best offenses in college football because your quarterback is playing outside of his brain.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing about Nuss in all throughout the preseason, you do a million interviews, and it's like you go to media days, and I'll do 30 interviews on Radio Row, and everybody asks you the same question. So you get the Nuss question. I said this so many times, it's just like it's on autopilot in my brain. I could recite it. People would ask about Nuss. I'd say, look, you go to Central Casting and look for a quarterback. It looks like Garrett Nussmeier. He's got the size, he's got the arm strength, he's got the football IQ, the acumen, the son of a coach, the moxie, the confidence, borderline athletically arrogant, which is what you want out of your quarterback. The only question with Nussmeier is the experience, and sometimes he gets a little careless with the football. So if he can protect the football, he could be awesome, because LSU, even though you don't know the receivers' names, they lose Brian Thomas, Malik Neighbors. It's Louisiana. I mean, it's like they come in waves, like if it was Odell and Jarvis, and then Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, and then Brian Thomas and Malik Neighbors. All those guys are within, a 100-mile radius of Baton Rouge, and there's the next one. You just don't know their names. Kyron Lacey, Malik Neighbors, and Shelton Sampson. They're all here now. And you bring in an Aaron Anderson. I mean, I said that so many times. Mm-hmm. Well, 5 games in, Nussmeier has answered that question emphatically, right? He protects the football. He has been so good and poised. The offensive line has protected him. He's only been sacked twice. For all the conversation about the line, and the run blocking, Garrett Nussmeier has been sacked 2 times in 5 games. They've been magnificent in protecting him, and he has made really good decisions with the football. So I don't have any questions about the offense moving forward. I think they're just going to continue getting better, because Durham will keep getting better. You'll get Chris Hilton back, will make even more dynamic with a deep threat. The question is defense, who, by the way, right now through 5 weeks are 71st in the country in total defense. Last year, they were in the triple digits. Mm-hmm. The point that I made throughout the season was, look, if LSU offensively, we know they're not going to be the best offense in college football like they were a year ago, because they were number 1 in total in scoring offense last year. But can you be a top 15 offense, which is very plausible, and they're pacing there right now. And could the defense just not be the worst ever? Like, could you be top 60, top 50?
Yeah, there was a time they were trying to be worse than the year before last. Like, that's like
last year was all-time bad.
We'll be the best at being the worst.
So I don't think the defense is there yet. They've also been challenged a lot. They didn't have a regular September where you play a lot of rent-a-wins. They played 2 Big Ten teams, and you went on the road to South Carolina. And then you had a South Alabama team, which was one of the highest-scoring teams in the country when they came in. Now, granted, 87 points against Northwestern State, with respect, that's a giant outlier that skews your average. And you did play a good Nichols team, who you suffocated them in the second half. But they put together 2 nice drives in the first half. I think the real question there is, how much better defensively can LSU continue to get? If they can keep improving defensively, then yes, I think Joel Klatt isn't far off. I'm also not willing to say definitively LSU is going to lose a home game to Alabama. You may laugh at that and roll your eyes. And I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying LSU is going to win. I'm not saying Bama definitively is coming here and winning that game. I don't know yet. There's a lot of football to be played between now and that second Saturday of November to see what may happen in that ball game. I mean, 2 years ago, as LSU was making its way through September, remember at this point, 2 years ago, or even last year, you had lost 2 games. Yeah. You were 3-2 last year. You already lost to Ole Miss. If you go back 2 years, you looked terrible in the season opener against Florida State, and then you got blown out on your home field by Tennessee. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a Murphy's Law. Like, anything that can go wrong will go wrong, from fumbling the opening kickoff of the game. Jack Besh fumbled the opening kickoff of the game, and it just never got better. Nobody would have thought LSU's beating Alabama with that team. Mm-hmm. But they kept getting better. So, like, I know we're generally not patient. We want the answers. But, like, I think the question is, how much better can they continue to get? I would argue that objectively, they're better defensively today than they were the opening game of the season. I think you have seen your defensive ends are really good. I think you've seen an emergence at defensive tackle with Ahmad Bro, and Dominic McKinley's going to keep getting better, and that's going to help supplement Gio Paez and Sean Washington and some of the veterans you have there. I think you found your linebacker rotation. It sucks that Harold Perkins is hurt. Yeah. You're not better by him not being on the field, because he's a dynamic player who can change the game. But you figured out your rotation. I think your starting corners, is Zy Alexander and Ashton Stamps when Zy's healthy, and you're going to rotate P.J. Woodland in there. You got a real problem at safety. But you got some veteran players, and maybe they've rotated a lot of guys now to figure that out. I guess all that to say, I think they used this month after USC to play a lot of guys defensively to see what they had. And now they're going to make some decisions and move forward with the guys that they feel like they can trust and see how much better they can get in October to see what they're playing for in November.
The Harold Perkins thing is interesting. For maybe 4 years when I was in Chicago, we had a guy by the name of Carlos Zambrano on our team.
Yeah. And
he was as a dynamic of a pitcher and athlete that I've ever seen. I mean, the best athlete that I've ever been around. He was 6'4", 300-something pounds, could run, ambidextrous, like whole deal.
He was $3 bills?
He was 300 pounds.
Wow.
He was thick.
Big
boy.
I didn't realize he was 300 pounds.
Yep. But it just didn't work. You know what I mean? Like it for whatever reason, it just didn't seem to mesh. I mean, I go back and look at some of the teams that you talk about progressively got better and better and better that I played on. There were pieces that were added at the trade deadline, and we don't necessarily have that, but kind of what you're alluding to is kind of like the trade deadline. You get to halfway through the season and you finally figure out who you want and who you got, and there's always adding and subtracting going on. And like that middle of the season mark where the managers or GMs or coaches in this sense say, okay, this is my guys, this is what we figured out, this is the recipe that actually works, and then voila, it's just, the ability of the player didn't necessarily matter as much as it did like the meshing of the team. You look at the linebacker position, I'm interested to see what that looks like with like a real team that they go up against. Does it does it force other guys to step up and be better, knowing that they don't have that freak show to save their ass if they make a mistake, and you hear Coach Kelly talk about discipline and being in the right spot all the time. Well, they had a safety net with a guy that could run like a deer and play all over the field. Maybe these guys are like, look, we really got to lock in now because we don't have that guy anymore. We have to be in the right place. I agree with you on the safety position. And you look around college football, some of these really good teams and these guys, and even I was watching the kid from Notre Dame in the NFL. What's his name? I can't remember. He's in the NFL now, first rounder a couple years ago. But I'm like,
for the Ravens. Harrison.
Stud.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, we need
number 14.
Yep.
Damn it. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
We need that guy. Like that's to me.
That's Grant Delpit. I mean, he's an All-American.
Yeah, you need, but LSU for so long had that guy back there.
Jamal Adams.
Yep.
Yeah, they've always had him. And they're coming.
Yeah.
By the way, you got a kid at Catholic High right now who's.
Oh yes.
Who's coming?
You do have a kid at Catholic High.
I mean, he signs for 26. Blaine Bradford. He's that kid.
Mm-hmm.
So the cavalry's on the way.
Yeah.
But in the immediacy, it's worth looking at. By the way, let's just hope that South Carolina, even if Ole Miss wins that game, let's just hope South Carolina beats the holy hell out of Ole Miss. So they will have gone through 2 wars before they come here, while LSU's just kicking up, getting healthy.
Hanging out.
It's After Further Review brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. By the way, Dr. Blake Williamson over at the Williamson Eye Center, they're sponsoring Federalis Fest.
Okay.
And that's tomorrow. It's Saturday. I got to meet the head of Federalis Fest yesterday, where it's going into curbside. Great dude, man. I wish them all the luck with this event. It should be a beautiful day as well. Live Oak at Cedar Lodge in Baton Rouge, back for the second year. Federalis celebrates Southern musical roots, national, regional, local acts. It's a mix of country, rock and roll, Americana. It's family friendly. Beautiful day to go enjoy some fall weather. No LSU game this weekend, obviously. They have VIP and general admission tickets still available at federalisfest.com. Please pull up that website, federalisfest.com, to get yours before they sell out. So the Williamson Eye Center is the title sponsor of Federalis Fest, also Lamar as well. So bring the kids, support the arts out in the community. It's a one-of-a-kind music festival. It's Federalis Fest coming up Saturday, October, that's tomorrow, over at Live Oak at Cedar Lodge in Baton Rouge. All right, it's After Further Review. We'll wrap up hour number 2 with Ask Ryan next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Clegg's Nursery with 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area: Segan near Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. Buy local, shop local. Go see our friends at Clegg's Nursery. Time to get that fall decor. Have y'all started decorating for Halloween?
Yes.
Pumpkins?
Oh, yeah.
Hay bales?
Mm-hmm.
Squash?
We do have a squash.
Gourds?
I don't know. What is a gourd?
You like? It's like a.
I mean,
vegetable.
I know what it is.
You like when I say gourd?
We have some different. Yeah, Jonna went and filled up the back of her car with all that stuff.
That's so good.
And we have a couple of scarecrows.
Oh.
She went to Clegg's.
So good. Did you just clean them out?
And we got a lot of them. I know that.
Man,
I had to help get them out.
You can get by any of the 4 locations. They've got the big displays there at Clegg's. If you want to go decorate for fall, front porch, your back patio, your office building, sort of an atrium entranceway at the workplace, whatever it may be. You want to plant that fall vegetable garden? They got Johnny Naylor seeds. Why would you go anywhere else? You wouldn't. Buy local, shop local. Clegg's Nursery.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has back-to-school savings like $16,000 off 25 Ram 1500 trucks. We're open for business in our beautiful new showroom and taking $16,000 off. All new Bayou vehicles come with a complimentary extended warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Slow look over at Muse. I don't know what happened, man, but he just, it's like maybe he's like a blind man feeling his way through the room in the dark, and he just finally found the light switch. Maybe that's what it is.
This is a good one.
You got it.
Meal ticket, right? Master P?
Master P.
Ooh, man, that's a good one. I'm about to, hold on. I got to add this to the playlist.
Shout out Percy Miller. Shout out Evermore. All right, let's get to Ask Ryan. Get your questions in. Email us, tweet us, text us in the 225-396-4400.
Came supported my boy.
You did. That was great. Enjoyed it.
And Brandon Holly.
Brandon was there as well. Brandon and Adrian, shout out. Man, there was another one in here that a guy asked me a while back, and I've lost it in the text line. That's my bad. I'll try to, let's see. Ask Ryan. Do any of the fairs have senior discounts? My Uncle Jerry would like to go.
Nope. It's not a place. It's not a place for Uncle Jerry. Well, I take that back. He could probably go to the Aloysius Fair.
Ask Ryan, in grocery stores, why do they put pita chips in the produce?
Cookies and cream cone.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Thinking about a vehicle? You better put Volkswagen on your list. Go see our friends at South Point Volkswagen. You know where they are. airline just north of Highland, or online at southpointvw.com. They got the Red Tag sales event going on right now. Amazing deals on all of their new 2024 models. So, thinking about buying a vehicle, a lot of times you hear, car ads, and you hear people say, like, 3.9% APR.
Yeah,
it's
I like that.
You don't really
I like
pay
that.
attention to it until you're shopping for a vehicle, and then it matters. So then you really want to know what the deals are. So that's you. Make sure you check out southpointvw.com. The average car buyer visits 1.2 dealerships before they make a purchase. Now, it used to be you'd visit 3, 4, 5 places because you'd want to go haggle and test drive and all stuff. Now,
it was fun to do that.
You shop online, you pick out your vehicle, you do financing online, all of it. Just go get it. southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction?
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking news, a blow for the Padres ahead of the NLDS against the Dodgers. Righty Joe Musgrove needs Tommy John surgery and will not pitch in the series. After missing the last 2 months with a calf injury, Mets righty Kodai Senga will start Game 1 of the NLDS tomorrow against the Phillies. During a crowded news conference today in London, where the Jets are prepping to take on the Vikings Sunday morning, quarterback Aaron Rodgers pushed back on the notion of tension between him and coach Robert Saleh. Didn't get into specifics, but Rodgers repeated, there is no rift.
There's some driving force to try and put a wedge outside the facility between Robert and I, but, we're really good friends. We enjoy each other. We spend time almost every day. I'm in his, in his office talking about things and talking about the energy of the team, the focus of the team.
Colts running back Jonathan Taylor won't play versus Jacksonville Sunday. Quarterback Anthony Richardson questionable with a hip injury. Giants star receiver Malik Neighbors out against the Seahawks. He remains in concussion protocol. Bills receiver Khalil Shakir, defensive tackles Ed Oliver and Austin Johnson, and safety Taylor Rapp won't play in Houston.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Commercial Insurance. It flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride! You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Guess who's back again? I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Let me find out you ain't spanked the hide your gut.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
After further review.
What in the world just happened there?
Rock.
Oh, there it is. Kick rock. Get ready. Terrio's here for hour 3. Max, look at that. I love it. Mac Chiuili in studio, founder, CEO of Traction Sports Performance. Good friend, business partners with Mr. The Ride, who eventually he's going to stop texting.
I wasn't texting. I was reading emails.
We talked about that, dog.
Man. You know, we talked about texting. We didn't talk about emails. You got to be specific.
Yo, MC.
You have to be specific with Ryan. That's
you
a fact.
Just say turn your phone over, then that solves it.
What's wrong with you, boy?
I've asked that question many times.
Social media, we good there?
By the way, for those who are unfamiliar, Mac Chiuili is the voice of Kick Rocks on this show. Hit that drop, Muse, if you would.
Kick Rocks.
That's Mac's voice.
Tim.
I think we did that on Mac's phone probably 10 years ago.
That was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. We started doing Kick Rocks when I was still in Houston when Drew was in the hospital. That was 2014, sometime in the fall of 2014. So that the voice you hear in the very unproduced Kick Rocks drop, that is Mac's voice right there. Founder, CEO of Traction. How are you, dude?
I'm good, man. Doing great, man. Happy to be back. I hadn't been here in a while.
You get to come once a year.
Oh, God.
And actually, it's only once a year when you lose our annual bet. So because you lost our annual bet, you are here. And Mac is a good man, unlike you, Ocho Cinco.
And somebody else.
And you, Dwayne from Thibodeau. Mm-hmm. Punks who don't pay up on the bets they lose. By the way, I did talk to Ocho this week.
Okay. We got action.
So, spoke on the phone. So your partner at Traction, Ryan Clark, both of you. So RC called me this week, said, Scony, I need a favor. I don't think I need to tell you what the favor is he asked, but there's going to be a dignitary in town for Alabama, just for the Alabama game. She needs some help. So he's on the phone while they're filming Inside the NFL. So Belichick's there and Ocho's there. So you know our Ocho, what happened with Ocho last year?
I do not. No.
Listen to this
okay.
crap.
All right.
This is crap, is what this is. It's crap.
All right, I'll try to condense this. All right. Cliff's Notes versions. So Ocho, when the Saints signed Derek Carr, puts out this thing where he's projecting Derek Carr is going to throw for 4,000 yards and throw whatever touchdown, 4,800 yards and 50 touchdowns, whatever. And so I do a bit on the show where I'm like, hey, look, if Ocho gets to just make stuff up, then I get to be an endorser for Head and Shoulders or something, whatever. And we clip it and make it into a short, and it goes while people tagging Ocho in it. He sees it, so he starts interacting. He's like, Matt, you got to understand, the offense, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fine, let's make a bet. We come up with a bet. If he loses, he's got to come here to do AFR with me.
Okay.
If he wins, I'm going to buy I'll buy a bunch of his cigars. I'll give him out to the audience. We'll do a whole thing with Don Juan, whatever. He's in, we're in, all good. He loses because Derek Carr stinks.
Right.
And thank you. And Mac played college quarterback, y'all. This dude played quarterback in Nichols.
No, he gets it.
It ain't like he don't know nothing. Trains high-level athletes, right? Trained Serena Williams, right? Didn't you work with Serena?
When I was young, yeah,
trained
absolutely.
Serena.
One of my first people I trained, other than Mackie Shilstone. Yep.
How about that?
Shows how old I am, though. She was like 14 at the time.
How good was she at 14?
Best in the country.
Yeah, best in
at
the
her
world.
age. Yeah,
best in the world, right? Anyway, Ocho flaked. He hadn't come here. It's been over a year now. So the other day, I'm on the phone with RC, and Ocho jumps on and goes, Matt, I effing love you, man. I'm like, okay. I said, Ocho, I got to be real with you. I'm a little pissed at you, and my audience is pissed at you as well. He's like, I'm coming. I promise. I'm coming. I was like, dude, it's been a year. I just don't know if I believe you. He goes, I'd show you my schedule and you'll understand. I'm like, all right, but he says he's coming. It wasn't even like DMs. This is, I heard the man's voice tell me he's coming. Do we believe him?
If RC said somebody's coming, he's coming.
RC didn't say it.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't say it.
Ocho,
I don't think you can
Ocho
believe
jumped
him.
on the phone. But here's
You
the
can't
thing,
believe
Matt.
him.
Like, I know, you know this. Like, if I needed to get RC involved, or like, we could get it done, right? I can say, RC, I need your help. I need you to talk to Ocho and like
Get him here, yeah.
And he would. But I don't want to call. You know, I don't need to play that card.
Just
you
keep-
lost a bet. Bring your ass down here.
Keep the bit going and keep hounding him until he comes.
I guess, man. It's like, so if he ever does, then it's like we don't get to do it anymore. But then we'd have to advance the bit. Kind of like my Bama is burning stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, like, I don't think people understand. There's this guy on Twitter that was like, S. O'Neill said Georgia lost last week, genius. No, you dorks. We were talking at the end of hour number 1 about Georgia the last time they lost. Like, I said, how do they rebound after a loss? Said this is the first time they lost a regular season game. They hadn't lost a regular season game since Florida of 2020. Yes, of course, we all saw the game last week, you friggin' nerd. Yes, I know they lost last week. You think anybody in the country is more aware of that than me? The guy who's been yelling for 9 months about Bama burning and everything? Yeah, I know they lost.
Yeah, you better hope something happens with that.
Oh, it's gonna be fine. They blew a 4-score lead on their home field.
They did.
Like, everybody's ignoring it because the kid made an awesome play. I get it. You blew a 4-score lead on your home field and you had 16 rushing yards in the second half. Georgia did in the second half what I thought they were going to do for 4 quarters. They just came out and pissed their leg.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In the first half.
Yeah, that was wild. That shocked me.
I know.
How good is
I bet on Georgia,
Williams,
too. That stunk.
the receiver?
I bet on him, too. Yeah, Ryan Williams, a good player.
Ooh.
All right, so Mac Chiuli's here. This is what we'll do. Every year, we'll do our Pick'em segment. We'll take a break. We'll do our Pick'em segment in a second. But every year, Mac and I have why don't you go and tell the terms of the bet? This is Mac Chiuli, founder, CEO of Traction, Theriot's business partner, trained. Who else have you trained aside from Theriot?
Everybody.
I know everybody.
I know everybody.
I know.
Bregman. Poor Bregman is
Bregman.
Go to the Yankees? You going to leave the Astros and go to the Yankees?
Well, he thinks Bregman's going to Arizona.
I do.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
He bought a house in Arizona.
I think they're going to make a push to keep him in Houston, I believe. I think.
Do you think he'll stay?
He would stay, absolutely.
If they paid him?
Yeah, if they get if it's comparable money, maybe a little less, he's staying 100%. Dude, just to play your whole career in one city, I mean, that's some Jeter stuff. Like, that's.
Yeah, you know what though? Like, I don't know enough about the Astros, but Springer, Correa, like, how you keep letting these guys leave the core of your championship teams? Why not? Why would Bregman be different? They signed Altuve, but why would Bregman be? I just don't know. I'm telling you honestly, I just don't know. I don't know enough about the Astros.
I don't think he's going to end up staying in Houston, but I don't know where he's going to go. He might think Arizona. It's probably where he'd like to go.
Who wouldn't?
I know, exactly, but you know.
I would love if he goes.
Money talks in Major League Baseball.
I love if you go to the Yankees so I can just keep whipping your ass in our bourbon bet every year.
Yeah, so guys, anyway, I'm a huge Cubs fan. And Sconey's one of those bandwagon Yankees fans.
That's not true.
So every year we have a wager, and we look at what Vegas's odds are to over-under on wins, and then that's our bet. So basically this year the Yankees were, 91? You know, I think they were 91 was the over-under, and the Cubs were 84. So I was getting 7 games, and it was tight towards the end of the year.
That's a lot of games.
Blew it.
That's a lot of games to get to.
Yeah, so the Cubs blew it. He was giving me 7 games, and they still couldn't do that. So
Look at this thing. I'll just look back. So on March 28th, I sent you this when the Yankees put Garrett Cole on the 60-day IL. I was like, well, we're off to a great start. March. So there's just something for between friends to keep it interesting throughout the course of the entire season. So I'm looking for what our here it was. All right. So the Yankees, the projected win was 91.5. Cubs was 84.5.
Yeah.
So you had 7 games. You had the Cubs plus 7, and I really kicked the crap out of you, actually.
And you know what? As good as I thought the Cubs did at the end of the year, they really only won 83 games. So they were under. The Yankees were over.
Yeah, y'all stink.
Yeah, we stink.
Give me my booze, you pumpkin pie haircut and
you know,
what you got here?
I got a bag here. It says Kick Rocks.
The bag says Kick Rocks. It's very nice.
I'm not a big bourbon guy. Everything I know about bourbon, basically, Sconey's taught me. So,
hey, what did you? So you won last year,
and you gave me a bourbon.
And so,
selection.
this was your choice.
Yes.
Because what I've always got you when you've won in the past is tequila.
Yeah, because I'm a tequila drinker.
You're
I'm
a
not
tequila
really a bourbon drinker.
So I've got you like, what's the one, the big ornate bottle, the beautiful blue and white?
Azul, whatever.
Clase Azul, yeah.
Yeah, Clase Azul. Like, maybe we did. Did we do a 1942 one year? I don't know.
Yep.
So we've done good. Like, so it's a bottle worth having. So last year Mac won, and so I of course made good. But he said, hey, I don't want tequila. I want you to get me some whiskey. So instead of getting you like one good bottle, I got you like 6 bottles of like.
Yeah, you got me a good
like
$50.
Yeah. So what'd you think?
It's great, man. I haven't drank them all. I mean, I've drank them all,
Yeah.
but none of them are completely gone.
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Because I listen to country music and every song's about whiskey, and then I watch, Peaky Blinders and Sopranos and I just wanted to be cool like those guys. I wanted you to get me started being cool like that.
Well, you got to come over.
Right.
And what we'll do is you and I, we can have like a.
No, don't do that. It's intimidating. He's got too much.
So what I did this year, though. So
he's intimidates you.
For Sconey, I called up the only other guy I know that is a whiskey connoisseur, John Cluat from MMR Group.
Yeah.
And he has a very extensive whiskey collection.
Okay.
So shout out to John Cluat. And
shout out, John.
And I said, I need something for Sconey that, So the truth is I don't even know what this is.
We're about to find out if John actually has good taste.
Here you go.
All right. You don't know what it is?
I don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
So you pull it out and tell me what it is.
So that is Eagle Rare, which is a fantastic bottle. Eagle Rare is from Buffalo Trace. This is a 10-year aged whiskey. It is.
He's excited.
He's
fired up
5 years ago, Eagle Rare, you could find a lot. But as this has gotten more popular, it's harder and harder and harder to find now. So Eagle Rare is kind of one of those that's becoming a little allocated, right? So it is a little rare. But it's a 10-year whiskey. It is 90 proof. It's 90 proof. And it's John has very good taste. Eagle Rare is one of those bottles. Actually, I'll tell you a funny story. So Eagle Rare is one of those bottles that people would say all the time. Like, it's not an expensive bottle, but it's a great bottle. It's just hard to find.
That's right. Yep.
So that's the thing with whiskey. People are like, oh, tell me something. I want to buy some good 100, 150. I'm like, you don't have to spend $100.
And he says the same exact thing.
But it's true.
Yep.
Like, you can buy a bottle of Buffalo Trace for $30, $35, and it's a great whiskey. You just can't find it all the time. So Eagle Rare, so we were in Tennessee on family vacation one year, a few years ago, and my brother-in-law, I brought a bottle of Eagle Rare, and Erica knocked it over and shattered the bottle.
Oh, wow.
And so my brother-in-law found at at a store a bottle, but everything was like dramatically marked up, right? It was dramatically marked up above retail. And so he bought it to replace. He was being a good guy. I was like, dude, you way overpaid for it. They paid like 4x retail. And so Eric's like, oh, you found that? Why were you so upset? It's Eagle Not. So she calls it Eagle Not So Rare. But I'm like,
so rare.
You don't realize like he paid like a 4x multiple at retail on it though. But anyway, thank you, Mac. This is fantastic. Eagle Rare for the victor again. Let's go Yankees. We'll get it done again next year with Alex Bregman as our starting third baseman.
Are they going to get it done this year? Question.
I don't know. Ask Ryan.
The Yankees?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, their nemesis, the Astros, aren't there. Can they? I mean,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I don't think so. I would like to see the Yankees on top again.
If you need them.
I do not want to see. I will give anything for the Yankees not to win.
If you see Yankees, Dodgers, Yankees, Phillies in the World Series, who would you have?
I want the Phillies.
Not who you want to win. Who you think would win?
I don't know. Not the Dodgers. The Dodgers aren't going to win. The Dodgers. If that's the case, the Yankees will win.
This is the year for them. This is their opportunity.
Dude,
my opinion.
You know what, MC? You're very right about that, about the Astros not being in the World.
Yeah, that's their nemesis. They're not there this year.
It has been.
Yep.
And I remember in 2017, I was so excited because they were. Oh, we got to go. They were early. You know, they lost the ALCS to the Astros, and it was a bummer. But at the same time, like you're like, man, they weren't supposed to be here yet. Mm-hmm. So it was exciting about, okay, well, this is just the start. And now you're sitting here, and it's like, Judge is older. They haven't gotten there. Like, you know, you now you brought in Soto. It's just like, are you gonna be able to?
That's right.
To scale the mountain, and the window keeps every year it narrows, and so yeah, Houston being out of the way actually makes me feel a lot better.
There you go.
Hadn't thought of it that way, Mac.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Well, just trying to get your hopes up so they can get shattered. That's all.
I hate you. It's AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Hey, if you're going to be watching college football this weekend, of course you are, why don't you do a little like home gating, like tailgating at your home? Rouse's can help with any of that. You having people over for game watch parties, maybe for Monday Night Football? Rouse's can help with that as well. If you want party trays and platters, if it's the little mini muffalettas, you like those little mini muffalettas?
I like them.
I like those a lot.
I like the big ones too.
Muffaletta.
Okay.
Muffaletta.
Muffaletta.
What do you say for the minis? I feel like I always hear my parents, who are both from New Orleans, by the way, born and bred, say mini muffaletta.
Max from the West Bank.
Here we go.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that out
Him
loud.
and MC Thick.
You know what? They got Rouse's on the West Bank.
They got Rouse's everywhere.
They got Rouse's everywhere. Yep. They're about to open a new one in Biloxi coming up next week, as a matter of fact. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Y'all get on by and see our friends over at Rouse's. This feels like home.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
For the review with Matt Moscona. presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
While I'm gripping my grain, I'm in a candy car. On the other side of me is a superstar. One more in the bag for my Najee spot. Me and Flip spinning G's when we hit the bar. More wet and hot sex for the rest of the night. Lean made me oversleep, so
all right, y'all. We are going to announce our winners for our Monday Night Football VIP contest over at the ESPN Bet Casino Sportsbook at LeBear's, coming up on Monday with our friends over at Mockler Beverage. Going to be an awesome time over there. Excited to have as many of you join us, even if you don't win one of our VIP packages, if you're not one of our VIPs. So we're going to announce our winner in a second. Let's first, though, get to some business here. Mac's going to hang out. He'll be our celebrity guest picker. You're a celebrity there, Mac.
Hell yeah.
Mac Chiuili, founder, CEO of Traction, trained Theriot, trained Alex Bregman, trained 14-year-old Serena Williams. How are you ever trained so many people, but you weren't any good?
Hey, they got some new stuff going on at Traction, too, by the way.
That was a shot. Sorry, man. I was just kidding.
That's okay.
I was kidding because
we got some new things going at Traction.
Now, you can punch back at me,
Hey,
dog.
by the way, we got some parish construction guys over there doing some work right now.
We do.
Oh, do
That's
we?
right.
We got
100% we do.
Let's go.
Yeah.
We got a new facility being built.
And it's cool. All I always say is just, ask around the West Bank about me.
Damn, dog. Let's straighten it up.
Talking about low T, dog. I mean, this thing's got low T. This has low T.
Pull it up.
Hey, that was good.
Boy, Muse.
A limp mic.
Anyway,
go. Yeah. So what's new?
Yeah, so look, we got a lot of renovations and construction going on, man. We're excited about next year, man. We got new buildings going up. We got, it's going to be awesome, man. We're excited. We're excited. Yep.
Let's go. New weight room.
Yeah. It's going to be nice. We're not giving out any secrets, but it's coming. Be ready.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Here's the deal, Mac. We picked 10 games. No spread, just winners, which is harder than picking against the spread, to be honest. And it shows. I'm getting my butt kicked right now. What was the
what's the score? How are we looking?
Let's see. Last week I was 4-6. You were 5-5. The Auburn game, I had Auburn. You had Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Auburn had that thing, and then they freaking get picked sixth at the end to gag it away. And I had Georgia, which again looked like they were going to pull that one out. So whatever. You get another game on me. You're 31-14.
Yep. Hot.
Oh,
He's
I'm
hot.
calling you for my bets this weekend.
He's hot,
right?
baby.
I'm 23-22.
He probably doesn't even watch a football game besides LSU.
No.
That's a true statement.
100%.
That is a true statement.
All right, here we go. Tonight, Syracuse at UNLV. Mac, you get the honors.
Syracuse at UNLV.
Yep.
Shoot. That's a good question. I'm going to go UNLV at home.
All right, UNLV.
Yeah, I am too.
Why, Theriot?
They're at home. And I like Vegas.
I'm going to take UNLV also. Got a good chance to be the G5 representative in the New Year's Six.
I know.
Missouri at A&M. Mac.
Ooh, man.
That's an early game, isn't it?
11 a.m., College Station.
Missouri undefeated at A&M.
No.
You know what? I'm going A&M at home, man. I think that'll get you. Those are the games that they get you. Those early games where you're not ready with that crowd. I like A&M at home.
Missouri coming off a bye, though.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to pick Missouri in this game.
I'm with Mac. I'm going to go A&M and also have to pick up games.
Just go against Ryan all the time.
I got to. That's what normally he does against me. Mac, go ahead. Auburn, Georgia.
Oh, gosh. Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia's pissed. I feel bad for Auburn.
Even I'm not dumb enough to go against Theriot on this one. Yeah, I'll take Georgia. Ole Miss, South Carolina.
Is the quarterback for South Carolina playing?
Don't know. It's questionable. Lenore Sellers.
You know what? I'm going South Carolina at home. I think Ole Miss is. I think you learned last week that they are not who we thought they were.
Oh, man.
South Carolina gets them at home.
Okay.
I want to pick South Carolina. But that's what the old Ryan would do.
This is the new Ryan.
It is, because I'm kicking his ass. Give me Ole Miss here.
I don't get it. What does that mean?
Give me Ole Miss here.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I would have normally gone on emotions, and I want Ole Miss to lose, and I would have picked them. But that's when I'm normally losing, but I'm winning, and I want to keep winning. I like the way this feels.
So, I got to pick South Carolina. It's the opposite.
On emotion.
I love South Carolina, the points, 8.5. Kind of think I should pick Ole Miss, though.
Yeah, because on the flip side of that, Matt, is if you keep picking against Theriot and he wins, it's going to look really bad.
Yeah, that's what it is. But I got to do something. I got to do something to get back in it. You know what I mean? How many games am I down, Paul?
He'll do something to cheat, though, dude. Honestly.
No.
Yeah.
You won't show up one time and it'll be like a 10-game penalty.
I literally came here to do this show just to do the Pick'em segment a couple weeks ago. I'm serious.
I would never do that, by the way. You get what you deserve. How many is he up? Huh? 8. He's up 8 games on me? Well, I got plenty of time to make that up. All right, I'll take Ole Miss.
Okay.
I'll take Ole Miss. Rutgers at Nebraska.
That's a good one. You know what? I'm riding with Rutgers, man. Their offensive line, and they can run it. I'm going with them.
Me too. Rutgers.
I'll take Nebraska at home. I think it's going to be a close game. I don't love having to pick that, but that's a coin flip where I'll go opposite you. Clemson at Florida State.
Clemson, they hot.
Yeah, Florida State stinks.
It's one of those games a year ago where, well, a year ago, Clemson, who wasn't great, had their great effort, damn near beat Florida State. If you remember, the kid that it was like an accountant or something. They pulled him out to be their kicker for the week.
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah.
And a kid had a shot at like a 23-yard that would have won the game. He shanked it. And they lost in overtime.
Yeah.
They had a fumble return for like Clemson gagged it away. Anyway, this is at Florida State. Maybe a bounce, but maybe a spot where Florida State gets out there and goes and gets it.
I think they will.
No, they stink. Clemson.
They would need some of these testosterone pills to do that.
Tennessee at Arkansas. Right? Tennessee at Arkansas.
Oh, give me Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee as well. He's not going to do that.
He won't do it.
No.
He ain't got the heart
I love
for that
Arkansas on the points. We've talked about it with Phil Steele forever. Sam Pittman as an underdog is incredible. Arkansas has not beaten a top 5 team at home in 25 years. How about that? Last team they beat, incidentally, was Tennessee. Now Tennessee comes in as a top 5 team.
This is your chance. This is your chance to get back.
I'm going to take Tennessee. Yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee. Michigan at Washington. National championship game rematch.
What's the line on that one?
A lot.
Washington's favored, right?
It's like
I kind of think Michigan stinks a little bit too.
They do.
I'm going Washington at home.
I'll take Michigan.
I will take Washington. I'll gladly go against you on that. I basically just got on coin flip games. I just got to go opposite him and hope it works out. It screwed me last week. I mean, Auburn had it won. Georgia had a shot. Whatever. You're getting the breaks, man. Just your year. It's your year.
Yeah, I mean,
it's your year.
What do you want me to do?
It's your year.
I'm hot.
Michigan is the LSU after our national championship year, in my opinion. They're not going to be who you think they are this year.
Well, 20 was the COVID year, but even go back to 08 after the 07 championship. Yep. 08 was, and that team, when LSU went to Florida in 08, LSU was ranked number 3 in the country, gave up 50 points. It became the first defending champion to give up 50 twice in a year because they gave up 50 to Georgia as well in Tiger Stadium, like 52-38. I mean, from jump. Jarrett Lee, like the first play of the game, threw a pick 6 in the left flat and was like, oh, God, here we go.
Here we go.
I mean, it ended up being one of those. UCF at Florida.
UCF at Florida.
Central Florida is favored.
Yeah, they are. Did Napier get fired?
Loses this game, he will.
No. Florida can't lose at home to UCF. I'm going with the Gators.
I'm going to pick UCF here.
Then I will take Florida. I got a choice. I don't think Billy Napier got a choice. He loses this game, he's fired.
Yeah.
Miami at Cal. How about that traditional ACC matchup? Miami in Berkeley. Is there ever been a culture clash more than that? Even Catholics versus convicts. South Beach and Berkeley. Students in won't come down from trees to save the trees near the football stadium. Seriously, y'all remember that a couple years ago?
I love that.
They were gonna do construction at Cal Stadium. There were students that went up and would not come down from the trees so they wouldn't cut down the trees.
Man.
All right, I have to go at Miami after that story.
Miami for sure. Miami's gonna kill them.
So, I love Justin Wilcox. Cal already won at Auburn.
Yeah, I thought that was big at the time.
On the road. But I get Auburn, but they still went on the road. And Cal's defense is good. Justin Wilcox is a good coach. Like, that's another one where I love Cal to cover.
Right.
But I'd probably take Miami to win.
Yeah.
You got a pretty good quarterback.
Auburn probably turned it over 41 times in that game.
They did. I think they have gained about like 200 yards.
Yeah.
I think they had 4 turnovers.
Of course. Yeah.
That's about like that. All right. Mac Chiuili, founder, CEO over at Traction Sports. I mean, like literally everybody in this town goes to Traction on league nights. I mean, is that the announcement? You're getting like a giant parking garage?
No, not a parking garage.
New parking everywhere?
We need it.
I know you do. Everybody goes to Traction.
Everybody would lose their minds, and we charge them $3 to park.
Everybody who's anybody goes to Traction.
Y'all are so stupid. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. You got that wedding anniversary coming up?
Me?
Yeah. When's your wedding anniversary?
My wedding anniversary. Can't believe you put me on the spot like this.
You don't know your anniversary?
It's June.
Oh my God!
9th?
Are you guessing? Jill is going to kill you.
I know. On the radio, you're doing this. It's June 9th. That's it.
How do you not know your wedding anniversary?
Well, I got my kid's birthday, my wife's birthday.
December 27th. Everybody knows.
January 13th.
Yeah.
So you are screwed.
Mac.
Yeah. I mean, guys.
Wow.
No, that's
I have a lot of dates.
You know
in my
what?
head.
You owe Jill a gift after that.
Yep. Lee Michaels.
You better go to Lee Michaels.
The red box, bro.
Thrill her with a gift in the red box.
I better go. I hope she's not listening. I'm gonna have to go from here.
They got one right there on corporate.
Yeah, I know.
Ain't far.
I got a spare bedroom, dog.
Can't stay in mine. You could. If you needed my spare bedroom, you could, MC. And you come over, and I'll teach you about whiskey. We'll do like a whiskey flight. I'll let you try a lot of different stuff, so you can. So that's why you gotta let me just teach you about stuff. So you can sample a lot of different stuff, taste it, know what you're looking for. You're much better like.
Can I come tonight? Because I might have to.
Yeah, you might be in trouble.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Come
tonight,
on. That's
tonight
good.
might be the night.
No, this is the night. Come over and watch football.
Okay.
That'd be great. Come over. All right, Mac's coming over. We'll have a slumber party. It'll be good times. You can sleep in the guest room. We'll stay up. We'll drink whiskey. We'll smoke cigars. We'll watch football. It'll be a good time.
Awesome,
man.
What you
do
want
this more often?
You got a little FM. You got a little.
That sounds like fun.
FOMO. I was about to say like FMO. FOMO.
Yeah.
You have FOMO?
A little bit.
You want to come over?
I'll be there.
You hang out with Drew?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he'll be there for sure.
I'm in.
It's a party. It's at Casa Scone. All right, when we come back, we're announcing our VIP winners for the Monday Night Football game watch, Saints and Chiefs. Our friends over at Mockler and Bud Light. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by Glow Resources, glowresources.com, GLO, glowresources.com. They are complete employer solutions. If you're thinking of hiring, you have a what? Oh, you have that hard to find job. Glow Resources can help. They have a wide net of resources that they can tap into to find the right people. Look, they're based here in Baton Rouge. Their corporate headquarters right here. Mm-hmm. But they got offices in Miami and all over the country. And they place people in jobs not only all over the country, but all over the world. It's Glow Resources. You know what else is amazing about Glow Resources? Their office is amazing right there on Perkins.
And the commercial that they have.
I would recommend popping into the office just to go check it out. It actually is pretty fire. They did a great job with their headquarters. But they have a 93% retention rate.
That's big. That's a high.
That's impressive.
So they hire someone for your job.
They're not getting fired.
93% retention rate. GLO, glowresources.com, complete employer solutions.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Bayou Ford has the new inventory to get you in a new Ford truck or SUV today, or customize your next vehicle just the way you want it. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Play your part. To choose it, lover, never without a never in the sheets like it on top of the cover. Money on the dress.
All right, we got our winners. Excited about this, man. Monday, Saints and Chiefs Monday Night Football will be over at the Sportsbook at L'Auberge, the ESPN Bet Sportsbook with our friends at Mockler. We'll be hosting AFR from the Sportsbook there at L'Auberge. So I'll be there for the show Monday from 3 to 6. We'll hang out after. We'll stay for Monday Night Football. Look forward to seeing everybody out there. Come out. Even if you don't win one of our VIP entries, still come out. Throughout the game, we're going to have different giveaways. Our friends at Mockler have given 2 tickets in the Bud Light VIP lounge for Saints Rams. We have put up tickets for a pair of tickets for LSU Ole Miss. We have a commemorative Jaden Daniels football from Nyko Sports. So we'll be just drawing anybody that comes out is able to win. Just put your name in the hat. So come eat with us, have some beers with us, hang out with our friends over at Mockler. Hopefully we cheer on the Saints to win. Who dat? So there's a randomizer in our contesting platform via the website. Here are our 8 winners that it spit out. They are. Do you have like a drum roll or something, or any type of music or anything, or something?
You want to bring back the International Players Anthem?
That we were just playing?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let's go. All right. Song. Our 8 winners are Anthony Parker.
Oh yeah.
Cameron Cook.
Yep.
Darren Berbon, Jarrett Papillon, Shane Laird.
Yes, Shane.
Spike Manning.
Spike.
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller won. I know Stephen Miller.
And Thomas Spencer.
Turn up.
There you go. There's our 8 winners right there. Congrats, fellas. We'll send you an email with all the info on how you can claim your prize or whatever you got to do and all that stuff. We'll look forward to seeing y'all there, man. Excited about it. We'll have our, let's see, I guess I should probably download this so I don't lose it, right? Yeah, let me go download that so I don't lose it if somehow I do. But, yeah, it's easy to do on that platform. You just, all the entrants go in there and then you just hit choose winner. How many you want winners to choose? Set 8, hit the button, it goes, bloop, here's your winners. That was good. That was easy. I didn't have to choose. Because the hardest thing was like,
yeah.
Remember a couple of weeks ago? What did we have tickets for a couple weeks ago?
I don't know, man.
But it was the LSU UCLA game.
And they had to tell their story on why they deserved it
tell me
and
why you
all
want the
that.
tickets. And then it was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was
sad stories.
It really was.
It was like the Debbie Downer skit on SNL.
Hey, I want to give some stuff away at the deal. Can I give away some hats and stuff?
Yeah, we're going to have Parish gift bags, Parish hat, Parish seasoning. We'll have 104.5 ES for our winners. Well, we have a gift bag for our winners. But if you want to bring more stuff, you can give it away.
We did that a couple times. It was fun, just throwing hats at people.
Yep. I talked to Macy, our marketing director over at Parish, and we are going to have some hats. So this isn't technically a Parish hat party. We're going to have a lot of Parish hats. So if people want to come by, come by. We'll give you Parish hats. So we'll have lots of swag. I'll have ESPN hats, Parish hats. Who did we do the deal with for the seasoning over at Parish? Who is that?
I don't know. Joe took care of that, but the seasoning's really good.
So, yeah, I mean, it's like Cajun seasoning. It's just got a Parish logo on the label. It's pretty cool. Good. Yeah, it's really good. Do you think the Saints are going to win against the Chiefs?
Nah. I want them to, but I don't think they will.
Chiefs kind of stink right now.
Yeah, but they got Patrick Mahomes.
That's why they're undefeated. Which I realize it's an oxymoron to say they stink and they're undefeated.
Yeah, but they did what's his name's out. The wide receiver's out. He's not playing.
Rashee Rice. Yeah,
that guy was good.
Yeah.
But they still have Patrick Mahomes. So maybe if he gets hurt, maybe they can win.
Yeah, if he gets hurt,
or just gets sick, or decides he doesn't feel like playing, then they got a good chance, I think. If Pat Mahomes is like, you know what, boys, I'm taking this week off, just a me week.
Yeah,
mental break.
Need some time for me.
Yep.
Maybe get a shot.
Then they definitely have a shot.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really so. Yesterday, Lee Sterling, handicapper, was here on the show, and he picked the Saints to win. Interesting, because it's a road game. If it's in the Dome, maybe I feel a little different, but the Saints have actually been a good road team. And the other point he made is true. Like, the Chiefs aren't going to go undefeated. They're going to lose. And they've also, like, when you look at this year, they were on the brink of losing all 4 games. Now, they're fantastic, and they have Patrick Mahomes, which is why they close out games. But, the NFL opener when they played the Ravens, I mean, they were literally a toe. I mean, it was ruled a touchdown on the field. They review it, and it's literally a toe on the white. Now, they would have had to – now, the Ravens were going to go for 2 in the win there, so maybe they don't get 2, but either way. I mean, the Falcons had a chance to beat the Chiefs in KC. A lot of people were displeased with a no call on a PI. Last week against the Chargers, it was a 17-10 game. Offensively, they just haven't really gotten going yet. And so we all talk about Mahomes and that offense, but they really haven't gotten going. Their defense is kind of what's paced them so far. But really what I worry about is because their defense has been really good, especially when you got Chris Jones in the middle of the defensive line. And what we're talking about with the Saints right now, I mean, if you missed if you missed the news today, the Saints signed Connor McGovern as a center off the Jets practice squad because Lucas Patrick didn't practice today, neither did Shane Lemieux. So you're already down Eric McCoy. Now you're potentially down Patrick and Lemieux. I mean, you could have a starting offensive line that looks something like Taliesin Fuanga, Nick Saldiveri, Connor McGovern at center, Landon Young at right guard, and Trevor Penning at right tackle. I mean, that could be your starting offensive line against Kansas City on Monday Night Football at Arrowhead. I mean, that feels like some lineup you'd roll out there during the COVID year when everybody, failed the COVID tests. Either they felt perfectly normal, but they swabbed their nose and said they had something, so they didn't play.
How do I know that name, Connor McGovern?
You don't. You're thinking Conor McGregor. Why are you laughing? That's what I guarantee.
Or McGlovin.
No,
it's just funny.
Are you thinking of McLovin?
Yeah, McLovin
from Superbad.
Yeah. So he's like.
You don't know Connor McGovern.
Yeah.
You do not know that name.
Nobody knows him.
You don't know that name.
I don't know that name. No, I don't know that name.
Journeyman, hung around the NFL for a little bit. Interior lineman, Jets, Vikings.
So the dude from what was the dude that wrecked the whole game against when the Saints played the Falcons?
Jalen. Well, not the Falcons, the Eagles.
Eagles.
Jalen Carter from Georgia.
So Jalen Carter's good. Chris Jones is better than him, huh?
He's a more very, very comparable player, more veteran player.
Yeah.
Probably the best interior pass rusher in the NFL. And that was a game where McCoy got hurt, and then they slid Lucas Patrick over, and Jalen Carter murdered him.
I mean, he just destroyed that whole game.
So then the next week, they signed Shane Lemieux off the practice squad. He starts at center. They move Patrick back to guard.
The hockey guy?
No, that's Mario Lemieux. This is Shane Lemieux. Different guy altogether. So Shane Lemieux now is hurt, and Lucas Patrick is hurt. So what I'm telling you is everybody on the inside of the
They're
line
all
could be
hurt.
different. They could all be different for this game. And they're staring at Chris Jones.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is licking his chops.
That's not good.
Mm-mm.
I know.
Is Chris Jones the guy when he did the combine, ran the combine, and his junk popped out of his pants? Is that the same? Is that the guy? Did he do that?
I don't think so. I don't know. I know the video you're talking about. I don't know if that was Chris Jones.
Remember seeing that video? I think that was Chris Jones. Where did he go to college?
Mississippi State.
I think it was him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Mississippi State has turned out some pretty good defensive players. Jeffrey Simmons, Mississippi State guy as well.
I love that. That's a great video. I mean, the fact that hasn't happened more often is just amazing. And the fact that it hasn't happened in track too but that was a great video. And then he fell down. I mean, that must have hurt.
Brought to you by Optimize. GeneratorPeople.com. Can you imagine not having a generator?
Can you imagine falling like that with your junk exposed on turf?
It was Chris Jones.
It was Chris Jones?
It was Chris Jones.
Of course it was.
Confirmed.
You know
How could I forget?
You know nothing about anything, and you remember this because Chris Jones's junk came out at the combine running the 40.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, how could you
Why
forget?
is that the thing you know? You're beating me by like 8 games in the pick'em when you couldn't name a player for any of the teams we just picked in the games.
Pat Mahomes. Oh, you talking about the college games?
Yeah, and it's Patrick Mahomes.
No, I couldn't name any. Well, no.
Mahomes' mom came out and said, "Stop calling him Pat."
It's Patrick.
It's Patrick.
His
His mom came in. And look,
Yeah,
whose mama said his name is Patrick? His name is Patrick. Yes, ma'am. Right?
Let me see that.
GeneratorPeople.com.
Check that out.
GeneratorPeople.com.
Don't get caught with your pants down. Don't get caught with your junk out. Get a generator. Is that a good one? That'd be a good tagline.
No.
Yeah.
There's nothing at all to do with generators.
Don't let your junk fall out. Buy a generator from the generator. What is it called? Optimize. The generator people.
So I don't lose this endorsement, would you please go to GeneratorPeople.com?
Don't sweat your junk off when the AC goes out. Buy a generator from the generator people at Optimize. That's all they do is generators and keep your junk cool.
Ask Ryan to wrap up the show next, and hopefully I don't lose a sponsor.
After further review.
Pretty good. That was a good read. Watch.
And if you are sweating, jump in the pool from Duplessis.
There you go.
It'll cool you off. DuplessisBuilders.net.
Cool your junk off.
That backyard paradise. I'm just hoping you don't make, well, I don't even want to plant the seed. There's a skinny dipping reference right there for you. And you just
lay up.
You missed it. You just missed it. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Pools.
Look at their little sign there. Their
outdoor
little
kitchens.
Design.
It's a fleur-de-lis.
That's not a fleur-de-lis.
That's a fleur-de-lis. Stop it.
That looks like a
Stop
winner.
it. Your backyard paradise, DuplessisBuilders.net. They take the time to do it right. This is the picture of luxury at Duplessis Builders. A lot of people can build your pool, but not a lot of people are going to give you a 10-year workmanship warranty. The industry standard is 1 year. Duplessis Builders, they take the time to do it right to build you something that will last. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Down the stretch we come, final segment here, Friday edition of AFR. Big shout out Don Juan Cigar Bar. No whiskey and wine tomorrow. Obviously no LSU game, but we'll be back there a week from Saturday. LSU Ole Miss. Hopefully it's a celebratory night over at Don Juan. Look forward to seeing all of y'all there. In the meantime, get on by, stock your stash. I got the
of wrap.
Ask Ryan, if you were gasoline, what grade would you be and how much ethanol would you contain?
I don't know. I know there's a difference.
Oh, it's like, is it, you're 87, 89? Yeah.
Diesel or gas to me, bro.
Glenn Reese coming down to St. Teresa and Burnside. Visit the Great Fair.
Okay. That's the one I got to go see.
Have a great weekend.
After further review.
As we get on down the road, remind you about First South Farm Credit. Ben McDonald was the first pick of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben McDonald, the first pick of the draft, used First South Farm Credit when he was buying his land in Mississippi. Did you know that?
I love his land in Mississippi.
How is it?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We financed it with First South Farm Credit. By the way, if maybe you're thinking of buying land or maybe you're just looking for tax benefits, owning land can be a huge tax benefit. Not making any promises or guarantees or anything like that, but it's worth asking your CPA about the benefits of owning recreational timberland. First South Farm Credit can help make that happen. Look, we all know it. Land is a finite resource. It ain't never going down in value. I mean, 100 years ago, land was worth less than it is now, right?
That's right.
It's a great investment. It's First South Farm Credit. Make your first call to First South Farm Credit. Visit them online at firstsouthland.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales service and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time.